What's up, motherfuckers? Hello,
What's up,
everybody.
squishies?
Did you forget? Did you forget what you call them for a second?
What? No, I was just elongating my S, unlike you, who elongated a W.
What's interesting there is the S didn't count for human noises, so the S didn't actually make it.
I'm really angry about it not humanizing me. I'm human.
That's great. That's so good,
F
guys.
this
I'm
crap.
in
I'm getting a new mic.
SO Drock. Who's it going? What happened? What did happen? Nothing happened. Hello, hi everybody. How are we doing? I'm excited.
Well,
I'm thrilled.
I don't know if you know this, but I finished early this week.
You finished very early. We actually did some reading together where I was working on my final ever school assignment while you were reading One Piece. Hey,
Yeah,
Gaston9215. Hello.
Brock just finished his final ever school
Mhm.
assignment, unless he goes gets a master's.
Same with Nami. Hello, welcome. So many high tier character designs and outfits. The drip is unreal in this saga. Oh, thank you,
Do you feel
everybody.
amazing? Do you feel
I
amazing about yourself right now?
I feel nothing.
I've told you, you got to get into the feeling things.
I'm aware. I'm aware you told me that.
You gotta start with the feeling
Mhm.
and then work from there.
Are we ready for an arc that is Disney, Arabian Nights, German fairy tale aesthetically themed?
Yeah, that's not how I see it.
I mean, those are the aesthetics, though.
I mean, sure.
Mm.
Really, for me, it's just it's Oz.
Mm.
It's Germany
There
goes
is
to
a lot
Oz
of
for a
Oz.
vacation.
Before we get into it, I'm going to real quick remind everyone that I'm doing these streams where I'm drawing characters for a game that I'm working on bit by bit. Right now, we're in the putting a team together. And Tuesday, if you want to see me draw designs like this, these two are two of the final boss characters, which is why they look very extra, that I designed. And I really like these character designs. God, this has been so much fun. I'm also wanting to announce, if you want to come to more streams, Tuesday is going to keep being designs for this game project. I'm going to start doing my classic Drock streams. What I mean by that is the streams I was doing when I first started. I'm going to bring those back on Sunday evenings. We might be doing one tomorrow. I think I'm going to be able to. Sunday evening streams are going to be drawing people's D&D characters while talking about them, doing talk show interviews where I interview creators I like. That sort of thing is going to be coming back to the channel. It's a thing I used to do a lot of, and if you like that kind of content, hearing about tabletop characters, hearing about people's creative processes, about hobbies and stuff that you didn't know existed, I love that shit, and it's a lot of what I made the channel for originally, and I'm excited to get back to doing some of that. So please come by Sundays. It's going to be great. I am really thrilled about it. And then Tuesdays, I'm going to be doing design work for this game project. And that has been such an absolute blast.
What time is Sunday, they're asking?
Here's what's great about it. I have decided a different time every day is fun because it makes my schedule more flexible more than anything. So I'm thinking I'm going to be doing 6:30 start times on Sunday. Now, does that mean that
it says you're offline?
Does it?
Yeah.
Right now?
Well, mine does. I don't know if anyone else's does.
People are watching us on stream, though. What do you mean offline?
I don't know. Mine says you'll be drawing soon.
Mine actually is showing me drawing soon, too, but stream... This is weird. I think Twitch is fucked up is what's up. It is hard for Europeans, unfortunately. Yeah, I do 12:30 on Tuesdays. Oh, reloading worked. Okay.
I'm going to reload everybody too then.
That's what I have for announcements.
Is that what you have for announcements?
I forgot to get reference for what I'm drawing today, so I'm going to get that while you do any announcements you have. In fact, I'm going to leave it on the pretty ladies I drew until I get my reference.
What announcements are you thinking that I have?
I don't know.
You're here. I found you.
What?
The secret was reloading. Yay. Yeah, there are going to be updates on Patreon for this month. I'm not a grandma yet, but
yeah,
one step closer every day. She's sitting in the hospital and taking good care of herself and dealing with a whole bunch of crap and trauma. And so tonight we're all watching a movie together on Discord, and we make sure that somebody in the family goes and visits every day and hangs out like awesome human beings so that she can continue to remember how cool our family is and why she wants to put more people in it. Can't
All
induce
right.
because they are twins and she needs to get to 32 weeks and then they are taking
Yeah.
the babies out.
She has what we call in the biz ultra high risk pregnancy, which means that the doctors are like, hey, not to freak you out, but you need to live in a hospital because if literally anything happens to you, everything goes wrong. So luckily she's in the hospital, so unlikely to be a disaster, but it's enough of a risk that she does need to literally live in a hospital. If she weren't in a hospital, this would be a problem. Because she's being constantly monitored,
like 4
things are probably
times a
fine.
day.
Yeah.
And she has neonatal stress tests and all sorts of stuff all day long.
On account
But
of
on
she's
the other
living in the
hand,
hospital, it's probably fine.
they're the twiniest twins in Twinville. They're what's called mirror twins. So they literally are each other's mirrors, and that is pretty cool.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of
And
mirrors. Oh, you didn't get a notification? That might explain why people aren't rolling in. Maybe it's because I updated it to have an everyone instead of an everyone by default. Let me go redo that.
Ha! I get to be the correct.
You do. Stream updates. Boop.
Oh, I just got a notification. There's something going on.
What? Yeah, okay, now it's working. Weird. Are one of their organs on the wrong side? What a great question. If they're mirrors, is that true?
No, not that we know.
Okay.
I mean, not in their case, they're not. But apparently, mirror twins can be like if one twin has a left cheek mole, the other will have a right cheek mole. Parts on opposite sides. They stand and stare at each other in our mirrors.
You came from the YouTube community post, got it 14 seconds after it was posted. Guest on? That's crazy because YouTube's normally unreliable. Yeah, there was no early announcement this week because I forgot it. There's no real reason. I've just been very busy and I've been trying to unwind and relax.
Hi, Lav.
Lav is here. Oh, fuck. I forgot to upload some stuff for Lav. Lav, immediately after stream, I'm uploading stuff for you. Don't worry. Immediately.
Mediosio.
Oh, I'm watching block terms get deleted. It's my favorite thing. Okay. Everybody, everyone out there. This might be where the video starts even. We get comments. We get comments, right, where like people will say, and likely conservative leaning people, that they have a hard time with the political ones where we get really political because we are attacking politics that they might align with or relate to or feel less hostile about, etc., etc. And our take has always been like, hey, we're just talking about the content that's here. If there's some point where we feel like there's a critique of politics that you also dislike, we're going to be doing it. We're going to be analyzing that those critiques are in here. Great news for those people today. We have excellent news. However, I want to say we are going to try to avoid being political until the end of the video. But the end of the video will be an exam on the politics of this arc, so I'm going to tell you to take notes every time we touch on a subject that we're going to come back to later. So I'm going to be reiterating, take notes whenever we're at those points.
Yeah, Brock was sitting with me, and I was reading beside him, and it was a whole new way to do it. We have decided that if we were sitting near each other all the time, we'd crack this baby open.
The bouncing off each other was incredible.
I feel like we already did the show. It's too bad we didn't just record that.
Hey, person who's saying One Piece's politics are mostly just anti-fascist, definitely not the case. We have found some politics here that are a much more thorough political message than just being anti-fascist.
Yeah,
and definitely. Let me tell you, if all you're reading is anti-fascism, you may not love the political observations Oda has for you in this arc, and we are going to love explaining it all at the end. But we're holding off. We want to get through the story.
Holding off.
Kaito started a poll asking the editor to put a take notes counter.
A take notes counter. Where was I?
Where were you?
On 825.
Are we starting on 825? What a great question. I remember we stopped at 860.
That's helpful. You know what you are?
I'm looking up the whole Cake Island arc. I thought remembering our stopping point would be enough. It starts at 825.
Yeah, baby.
We are only doing half cake today. Oh, I should have called it Half Cake Island. I'm gonna say the first slice is still a pretty good joke, but Half Cake Island might be funnier.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Mm.
So, this is a show where I read about One Piece, right?
This is a show where you read about One Piece. Where are we
And then I
starting?
say
What's
One
our?
Piecey things.
Yeah, that's usually how we go.
You know what? I think I got it. Uh the last video we did, by the way, like unironically, one of my very favorite videos of you and I. Maybe not one of the ones that everyone was like, I must watch this video, but it was good. I
I
liked it.
mean,
It was good stuff.
let's be honest. A lot of the ones we've really liked making, like part 1 of Punk Hazard and Long Ring Longland, are never going to be the videos everybody watches because they're part 1 of Punk Hazard and Long Ring Longland.
I'm not gonna lie, they're funny as ass. When I was listening to this one, I was like, dang. I mean, I even told the Patreons about the leg cramp incident, or the non-Patreon people. They got to hear everything.
Oh, the leg cramp. The editing on that was so good. Labs did such an amazing job.
It was so awesome. I laughed my ass off. I like it when Lav and Cricket just send me weird things that they notice while they're editing. And they're like, here's a thing about that you said. And then I'm like, I said that out loud from my mouth. Oh, goodness. But I don't know what to tell you. I
Yeah.
think the lab got rid of some sneaky stuff. Okay. I am so excited to be in Oz. We're not in Kansas anymore.
We are not in Kansas anymore. What's One Piece Kansas? What's the closest to Kansas we've had so far?
Uh, I actually don't know.
Syrup Village?
Oh, Syrup Village. Yeah, Syrup
Village feels the most Kansas to me for some
I was just
reason.
gonna say, like, where is it that we've just hung out and been in a blah blah? Whiskey Peak was a little Kansas, but not really.
Whiskey Peak is Minnesota.
Like, if you're just hanging out and having a life.
Whiskey Peak is like Ohio. I was thinking Drum Island. Drum Island is Minnesota.
Why'd you put the Ohio song in my head? I don't want it.
There's an Ohio song? Ohio doing?
Are you kidding me?
What did Ohio do to get a song? I don't know.
You are a bad kid.
What's Ohio even up
Great
to?
song. Hey, yo, way to go, Ohio. Okay. So we aren't in Kansas anymore, which was Syrup Village. I know theoretically we haven't been there in a while, but we're super not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
Now we've invited the Germans to hang out in Oz.
You got a lot. I came into this feeling Weimar Germany, and I think there's a reason I felt that, but I think you're right that this is far more American in influence.
Yeah, it really is. And then I think
notes.
that
write that down.
Far more American than ever thought before. And I think that I could have been on your end of the spectrum, except for me, a couple of things stand out right away. Everyone calls this Toto Island. Toto?
Yeah. Totoland.
Totoland? Yeah, it's Toto. And that's what I'm going to say, and everyone can bite me on it. And as soon as I saw the thing that I was like, oh, this is Toto. And if this is Toto Land, let me just see. Is there a yellow brick road? Oh, there it is. Oh, look at me. And then are there these things? Oh, there is. Fantastic. I love it when we're ending into moving out of populism. So take note. Take
notes.
Yes, we do bless the rains that come down in Africa. That's a Toto reference. You're too young. They're the ones who sing Rosanna, by the way. All right. So we come into a land, and it also has that Wonderland kind of feeling because we do get the kind of Queen of Hearts soldiers out there right away, doing their thing. And so it does have this just like great Wonderlanding Oz awesomeness.
And I think the fact that the outfits are all either German or Arabic inspired really lends to a fairy tale feeling, because 1001 Nights and Grimm's Fables are the two fairy tale cornerstones in Western culture.
Yeah, I think at the very beginning it's kind of like neither, because like the first dudes that we see when they are just the dudes with the hearts on their back and they're walking out like little chess pieces because they're pawns, I was like, what the hell is this? And I was here for it, but I was confused by it. And then immediately it opens up and everyone's like let's just be the weirdest weird and Weirdville. And I was like, I can handle that. I'm not going to lie to you. And this is the one where we see Doofus, who I hate, the wet reindeer, still inside of the jail. This is where he was. And that is why I was confused last time. Oh my goodness. I adored watching them travel and starve. Why? I don't know. Is it
you
wrong?
liked seeing how hard it was without Sanji?
I think that's what it is. Maybe I'm kind of here for Sanji, and I think that's, as I've said before, like part of me wishes I wasn't, but it's too late. I'm a Sanji fan, and I think that sometimes Sanji feels the way that I feel in my union. That sometimes you get lines you didn't want to say, but you don't have a choice because someone else is writing them for you, and you've got to just deal with it. So I don't think that Sanji would have, for instance, actually liked to be see-through just so that he could go off and spy on women.
Of course.
Don't at me. I also loved watching Luffy eat poisonous shit. Why? Yeah, it was really up Luffy's alley.
It's wild how Luffy has become incredibly poison resistant from Ivankov saving him, and despite that, he manages to poison himself.
It really impressed me. Like, you gotta really do some poison stuff to get to that point. But I do think it's weird that everyone else in the crew only eats the flesh, and Luffy is like, skin. I'm Luffy. That was a really good Luffy.
That was an incredible Luffy impression, honestly.
Thank you so much. Can I just tell you, I am glad I picked this one, but I think out of all the images I could have picked in this arc, I really did pick the most depressing looking image.
I disagree. I think Sanji trying to light his cigarette in the rain is the saddest image in the arc.
Yeah, okay, but it's an alone image that doesn't generally feel like everyone is going to find it as iconic as this one. This one being all dark and sad with Luffy sitting there, it's kind of has this very, like, it's hopeful, but it's just such a crook of Sanji's inner hell.
This entire, I love that Sanji gets an arc and it's like, yeah, this is the arc about Sanji, and it's just so much emotional torture.
Yeah.
It's like if Nintendo did the Year of Luigi and there was just a game that came out that was like, Luigi deals with chronic mental health disorder. Oh, someone did give Bellamy a treat and pet the boy. We got it. It's important. This side,
boy.
buddy. Other side.
Pet boy.
Little man. You're very close to the camera.
It was 8:25. Was it really?
It was 8:25.
I don't want to look it up. Here we go.
I just looked it up even. Luigi's Asylum.
Yanji, unpopular opinion, sucks.
Can I say an actual unpopular opinion?
What?
Out of the evil Sanji brothers, he's my favorite because I love how dumb of a power Winch is.
Really?
Sanji lights himself on fire. What's his face has lightning. Other dude has super speed, and that guy's like, I have Winch. My power's Winch.
My favorite of the brothers is Sanji. And
I mean, Sanji doesn't count. Come on.
I know. I'm being a cheeky kid. My least favorite of the brothers is, I don't know. You know what? Actually, I've never thought about this, so I'm just lying to you. This isn't a thing I've thought of. I'm just taking a moment to stare at one of the giant snails. But I feel better.
Okay.
I do like that they also like hot chicks a lot, because it did feel like at least that ran in the family.
I saw a funny theory about that where it was like, yeah, of course the one emotion he's going to leave in these boys is lust, because he's a king and the family line needs to continue. And I was like, wait, holy fuck, that actually makes perfect sense.
Like it does, but now I feel a little sick. I love his sister. She's probably my favorite.
Raiju's great. I wasn't even counting her. I was debating between the three brothers who suck, because Raiju's great.
But just out of all of his siblings, just because she's so damn cool. Like, she's so damn cool. And her eating the poison out of Luffy was both disturbing and amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I love how much she treated it like a blessing. Like,
poison. Love that shit.
And now I have poison in my head.
Just can't get over what a dumb power winch is.
You know, does he camp?
I don't think so. He's a prince. He's an evil assassin, super soldier, Nazi prince. I think camping's not on the list of
Because if he
hobbies.
camps, there's a lot of use for winching while camping. He should think about taking up camping.
Where are we?
I don't know. We're in 827. I didn't really care about the beginning chapters. I want to get the hell onto the land.
Yeah, dude, skip ahead. Let's zoom. We need time to talk about politics.
Oh, I love Nami's little outfit.
It's so good, right? Remember when you were hyping up how much you loved the Zhao outfit? And I was like, yeah, it's like my second favorite Nami outfit, but the one next arc just kills me. It's so cute.
I still love Zhao better because
I
felt like she owned her sexiness more in this one. I feel like this is more like schoolgirl crap, and I'm not really into that. But it's so adorably done, though. On the other hand, that I just love it.
It's a little Bavarian, like she looks like a tavern girl, and I don't know. I'm all about it. I'm all about Bavarian drip.
But it's also kind of Bavarian meets like Dorothy because she's got the little straps up at the top, and it's just so sweet.
Someone just said that Nami has the most fashion sense in the crew, and I think Sanji is competition.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, have we met Sanji?
Sanji's sense of style is perfect.
Sanji is, and Brook is like a rock star and does wear some sweet out outfits. But I feel like Sanji's outfit in the last arc was pure fire. Like
Brook and Robin both have very nice dress, but in like a very like they go a bit hard in the ostentatiousness and like leaning hard into a style. Whereas Sanji and Nami wear really great outfits that I feel like I would see people in modern day walking around in just high society.
I would agree. Okay, so we're hanging out in Toto Land. We've got some issues going on. Stress is high. And we decide that we need to split up because we have to find our Sanji. We have to get all this shit done, and we're going to need to split up again like we always do. If it was Scoob and the gang, you think they would learn a lesson. Well, thank you very much, Parker Scott. That was very kind of you. You think they would learn a lesson, but no, they split up all the time. They're like, time to split up. And as soon as I saw that the entire land was made out of food, I was like, I wonder how long it's going to take until Luffy gets arrested for eating someone's home. And then we come here and Luffy is immediately in trouble for eating a business, which I was really glad that he didn't disappoint me because I thought I was going to get disappointed for a minute.
No, you got exactly what you were hoping for.
Pudding, I immediately liked her as a character, but she's incredibly sus. The second this biatch steps out, you're like, no, I'm sorry, Pudding. You are way too kind considering where you came from.
Look, she's just a nice girl who wants to help.
Can I remind you that we already know she has a third eye and is a creepy little gal?
We're gonna judge her for having a third eye? That's racist.
Racist?
I mean, yeah, the three-eyed tribe is a race in this world.
Okay. But not only does she have a third eye, she is also, planning on killing them and manipulates everybody.
Well, I mean, she does that too.
But other than that,
don't judge a book by its cover. Judge it by it trying to murder all your friends.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's so many subs. Oh my god. Thank you, Tyler, your average geek. Oh, I need to scroll. I'm losing track.
Do you remember when I said
thank you, Parker Scott, for gifting? Oh my god, that's 6 tier 1 subs. Incredible. Thank you, Doc McGuffin, for subbing with Prime 7 months in a row. That's incredible. Yeah, Lola turned out nice, and she's from this family. Someone points out.
She also got away.
She did get away.
And I also think that she didn't understand how bad her family was.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, if you let my mom know that you helped me, she'll help you out.
And that's not what's going to happen here.
No. No, that's not it at all. That just ain't it, Chief.
And also on top of it, um, of that not being what's going to happen, she also said to her sister, like, yeah, she might be mad now, but she's my mom. She won't hurt me. And
Yeah.
then she famously looks like she kills her son within the first couple of seconds. I'm telling you, we already did this.
We did what? Yeah, we did
All
it.
of these chapters.
You read it live last week.
Why are we talking about them again?
Because
People are bored
we
of
go
them.
over this every week. YouTube people don't know what you read live. Not everyone
You know
watches
what, YouTube?
VODs.
Could you just get with the program? We don't want to go over things again.
Not everyone watches VODs.
You know what? Just come to the live for God's sakes. I'm bored of going over them. I did this already. It's rude that I have to do it again.
You can just skip ahead. People know what happens. You're gonna jump to the parts you feel like talking about.
Yeah. You know what? I can jump to the parts I'm excited to talk about.
Yeah, like literally, you can just skip whatever you want. Like people know what happens in the arc. We're not doing a recap.
Once upon a time, there were some people. They went to a cafe. They found out the chick was pudding. She appeared to be okay. Everybody knew she wasn't. Sauce.
I know
they
so
ate
many
some
people
crab.
who were tricked by that betrayal. By the way,
not when Sanji didn't show up with her immediately.
No, like tons of people were surprised by the betrayal and very hurt by it.
But when the fake Sanji led them in and just kept running away from them, they didn't think to themselves like, "Oh, it turns out pudding is the worst."
A lot of them know.
Oh, I feel sad for them because that would have felt like a betrayal.
I was always pretty suspicious. I didn't realize she was going to be as evil as she was, but like I was suspicious.
I immediately was like, "Nice try, bitch."
I mean, nice try with you. She did trick the Straw Hat crew.
Okay, you make a good point.
Luckily,
she goes off. People separate. It is good. And now I race ahead. Oh, although I did like just zoom stop. I did like seeing that was the sound of stopping.
Yeah.
I did like seeing Germa 66 live fighting in the war and the work that they were doing, if you want to call it work.
Yeah.
Because I think that was a really important side note about the power that they have. And felt a little Genghis Khan in the way that they get there and people already know who they are, so they give up before the fighting starts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like reputation precedes them. They don't even need to bother.
Yeah, like Genghis Khan used to come in, what was it, a flag system, that he would have a flag system and that you had to put up a certain flag and this is the amount of time that you have. And if you gave up, he would come in and you would just be assimilated into the Borg. And if you became part of the group, then he wouldn't kill and destroy you. So I thought that was pretty cool to have that kind of a Genghis Khan moment.
Mm-hmm.
Don't at me. I couldn't think of another word for moment, which tells you everything you need to know about
moment.
everything.
Moment. Ad break in 2.5 minutes. Let's keep going. Let's roll. All
right.
We're keeping clip.
I'm moving fast and furious, man. But I don't know if you know this. I read this book I never read before. It's my whole job in life.
What?
Yeah, this is what I do now. I do this. So then
keep it up.
We have the ragey bitch known as Big Mama. She roads her because she wants croque boucher. And
croquembouche.
Yeah, and here she goes. And she is a croquembouche bitch. She rages. She chews.
More like croquembouche. Fucking
she's a croquembouche bitch. And she rages and she pulls things apart and she literally stands on a building like she is King Kong. And eats things that have been infused with life and acts like the way that we have portrayed Marie Antoinette over the years, even though it was inaccurate and bullshit, but whatevs. We won't talk about that. Yeah, I would write it down because let them eat cake, MFers.
I write that down.
And then off comes her son and Charlotte Moscato. And he's like, no, mother. Please, you must stop. It is very important that you don't ruin the whole town. And she's like, treat life or trade. Ah. And this is the part where she famously rips out his soul and he falls to the ground. And
only most of his soul.
Well, up at this moment, true. Don't forget, we do think he just is dead. And
Yes.
Jinbe saves the day, but her son already has how much of his life taken away?
Oh yeah, like even though he's not dead, he's not well. He's
So
not
how many
gonna.
years was
I don't remember the
16?
exact number, but he's not gonna be okay.
Let's just think about it this way.
Yeah.
She's a shitty parent.
I,
And
let's
if
be
they
real,
had
not the best mom.
child services would be like, even though your children are now adults, we're going to take them away.
I just want to ask you, what person is the world government employing for child services that they can successfully intimidate Charlotte Linlin? I want you to tell me, who are they sending?
That's a good point. Hey, Overseer, I see you with your mostly dead comment, and I'm here for it.
Akainu, I don't think Akainu could just roll up to Whole Cake Island and expect to take a child away. I think that fucker dies. I think he kills many Charlotte siblings on his way down and brutally injures Big Mom. I don't think he gets away with his life.
No, he'd be screwed. There's too much going on there. Whoa.
Yeah.
They're saying things in here. I'm not going to watch that for a while.
Chat's saying things. I think Cricket said one of those things that was the thing that was said.
I was like, what? Thought it out. What? Okay.
Cricket, I gotta be honest, don't know what you're talking about personally myself.
What is
first time chat DJ Jax?
Mama about?
What about?
And someone said, Mama, Mama. But it sounded more like Mama, Mama. You know, like we were little.
Well, they were doing it for like Mama, Mama, because that's Big Mom's laugh.
Ew. Huh. That's Big Mama's laugh.
It is what it is. Cricket, I can't check the Discord while I'm streaming. Should we keep rocking? Should we keep rolling?
I don't know. Do you think we've done enough?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Steady as she goes. All right.
Okay. Thank you for the sub, Rigid and Digimon.
Oh
okay.
Shit, Digimon subbed. I love them. Oh, there's an ad break. Okay. Now we shouldn't keep going, it turns out.
Comment about.
What's what about?
Comment about.
Apparently it's in the Discord, but I can't check the Discord because I'm streaming.
Do you want me to check Discord?
You can check Discord if you want. Figure it out while we're in an ad break. Figure out what the tampon comment is.
Well, I am a little curious. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm curious too.
All right, here we go. Off into this little world. Where did they put it? In the One Piece book club?
Yeah. If I could have a One Piece laugh, who would it be? I mean, I could just pretend I laugh like any of them, but the best One Piece laugh is Zehaha. It's just too good. It's just too simple. It's too clean. Although Luffy's Shishishi is pretty great. I know so many people hate it. I kind of dig.
No.
Look, there's a lot of people who hate Blackbeard who love Blackbeard's laugh. It's a powerful laugh.
I think my favorite laugh so far is Brook's. But might I point out that I know nothing?
Brook's favorite laugh is Brook's laugh is just very good.
I don't know much though because I haven't heard a lot of the laughs.
Yep. Oh, someone asked, now that we're just coming back from Bad Break, someone asked if I showed you Big Mom's song. I absolutely did. And do you agree with me that one of the best assets the Japanese version has is Big Mom's voice actress fucking kills it.
She was incredible.
She's so good. She managed to sound like an adorable old lady and fucking terrifying both at the same time. Incredible.
It was incredible.
Like,
I loved that.
I love the Funimation dub, but it's hard to compete with Japanese Linlin.
And it felt everything like you were hoping it was going to feel for that kind of cartoony vibe of like otherworldliness. It was perfect. Aw, am I barely winning?
Best mama. that's very funny. Big Mom was only behind by 8%. Damn, that was close.
Damn, guys.
Hey, you won. That's what matters.
My soul's a little crushed. Somebody pulled up and used their points on that bitch, and I thank you. Thank you very much, Haberfax. Big Mama. I'm getting out of here.
Where are
Bias.
we next? Where are we going? What's happened in the story?
We get our boy coming up, Jinbe, old Jim comes up, and we get to see the whole background of how he wants to be a part of it, which was amazing because his whole crew down in Fishman are like, yeah, we know you love Luffy. You talk about him all the time. It really felt like a college boy or girl sitting in their dorm and having all of their roommates go, oh, really? You love them? That's shocking. You
That's
talk about
crazy,
them
dude. That's
nonstop.
wild. What?
Wow, you love them. That's a secret that no one knew before. Thank you for that. And so it was pretty cool because all the crew was like, right, we know, go. And it was just crushing that he was going to go off and make this big thing and be like, I'm sure she'll let me go. Why did he ever feel that way?
Well, and she's like, yeah, you can totally go. If you spin the fucking wheel.
And I take all your life. Is Charlotte really all Fishman's side like it seems? Like does her fishy side of her mean that she really is on the side of fishes?
Wait, you mean Charlotte Praline?
Yeah.
You know what?
29th daughter
I'm
of
gonna do a
Charlotte.
fun game. I'm gonna do a fun game as we go. I said my third favorite character, their family name is Charlotte. I'm just gonna tell you, not Charlotte Musquite, not Charlotte Praline. That is not my third favorite character.
Okay.
But yeah, Charlotte Praline I think is on their side just because she loves the Sun Pirates and loves Aladdin, her husband. I think that's all
Yes.
it is.
I also, yeah, but lots of people marry off and are still on the side of Big Mama because she has
Oh,
so much
totally.
control and influence,
I just
right?
think
So I was just making sure.
I think the Sun Pirates are just like a good group of people.
I'm just making sure that she's on that side. Cricket Bone sent it directly to me. I'm not saying, Cricket, that they didn't do him dirty, but I am saying that that's a very specific brand. um. Okay, so we leave the poor man. He's dead. It turns out he's not, and we find out that she makes him spin the wheel of sadness. And honestly, the fact that
Oh,
you can
thank
go
you.
into 1,000 years and you have to steal years from other people in order to make up the years that you had, ridiculous. The sleeping ant getting stuck in the syrupy stuff was awesome too in the boat. I'm not going to lie to you. I hate ants. I love ants. I understand their power. They are mysterious and amazing. I hate them. They go in my home and then I'm like, you are bad. Are you laughing at my hatred of ants?
Yeah. Literally, yeah.
So this is where I was like, see, I knew it. That girl is sneaky and sus. They get there and they see Sanji. I saw Sanji and Pudding. They're up there. No, you didn't. Like, that isn't how people meet you. The minute that an author or a artist draws your people up on a hill way away from the people they were supposed to meet and not down on the beach hanging out with them, that's when you have to say, sus. Absolutely ridiculous and sus.
I feel like coming into this arc is immediately so terrifying because like we come in, Big Mom knows that Luffy's showing up, clearly has a plan, and is fucking excited to stunt on him and be like, yeah, this is the time that you are going to face consequences for just stepping in someone's territory. Like she feels so ready for him in a way that even Dofi didn't to me. So when this happens, I'm like, oh fuck, what is this trap?
She gave off Wicked Witch of the West vibes right away because it was like she was looking in a crystal ball. She had all the information that they didn't have. She had monkeys that could fly out, and they immediately walked off a nice road into a strange forest just because it was Candyland.
This one chatter is right. Big Mom does have a whole ass surveillance state. Write that down, chat. Write that down. Note that down. Come on, chat. Take notes. Take notes. All right, we can move on.
Take notes. Surveillance state.
Take notes on that one.
And so same with the way that the Wicked Witch of the West does, only she uses a crystal ball and flying monkeys and her forest creatures. And the creatures of the forest there also speak, and the trees are real, et cetera, et cetera. This one's just done in a different way. So as soon as they walked in there, I was like, yeah, we really are leading into that Toto thing. I know everyone calls it Toto or Toto.
Land.
I don't care. It's Toto. And I'm glad for it because I love that little guy. Name things after him. Name it all the time. And I really enjoyed that once the dude ate the bridge when they were like, "Oh no, get off the bridge! You need to go now. It is being eaten by a crocodile." And then the crocodile pops up with a little hat and suspenders and pants. Oh, yes,
It's adorable.
I love me a crocodile in suspenders and pants because also, that looks like the dude that led Pinocchio astray in Pinocchio
Oh,
to the land of the Lost Boys.
that makes sense because there are a lot of Disney illusions in this, so that works out.
Yeah. So I was like, "Oh, I love that." They brought out the little dude who led our real boy astray. Oh, it's too bad that Usopp wasn't there. He's very Pinocchio and he would have loved that.
True.
Um, but something they don't do in Oz is make you confront yourself. So that was brilliant. Having the doppelgangers come up and having that doppelganger witch make you confront yourself and create a creation of who you are and fight in your own ways. Oh, that was awesome. I really, really appreciated that.
Part of me wonders though if it only could do what Luffy could do as he was in that state. So I kind of wonder if Luffy had gone like gear second, if the mirror would be able to or not.
Hmm.
Just a question that came to my mind.
You don't think it changes with him and his power is reflected? You think
It
that it
might.
has to do with reflecting who he was in one moment?
I have no idea.
Interesting.
Brulee's powers seem wild and hard to track the limits of.
Hmm. I love the mirror because I love the mirror world. I
Yeah,
think that's a great
Mirror
addition.
Mirror versus Door is so difficult because like Mirror has tons of utility outside of the transportation, but the transportation is way more limited than Door because it can only go into where existing mirrors are. It can't like create its own custom openings out of nowhere.
I started to wonder other things too. Like I started to wonder if when you go into a mirror land, if you can travel, but if you're traveling by mirrors, like can you travel over water if there's a ship off the coast that has a mirror?
Who's to say? We don't know yet.
No, these are the things I want to know. These are the things that interest me.
I think I'd take the Mirror fruit over the Door fruit, even though the Door is crazy good.
And as the door fruit goes into a door mention and the mirror fruit goes into a mirror world,
Yeah.
where nary the two shall cross, I feel like there's a whole bunch of extra dimensional realms.
How many fucking pocket universes are there in One Piece?
That's what I'm trying to say. Like
the guy with the hammer space fruit that can just pull stuff out of pockets in his body. Then there's stuff that Blackbeard absorbs with his darkness, and there's stuff that Caribou absorbs with his swamp. Are those all different pocket dimensions?
It feels like you got to wonder, like, do we have one pocket dimension where all these things come from, or is this a multiple pocket dimension universe?
What if you go into the door mention and there's a bunch of mirrors there and also a pile of sludge full of mermaids, and you're just like, huh, something's going on at this island.
And you're like, thank you very much, Ivy.
Thank you
for subscribing. And you're like, what the hell? And then you're like, how many dimensions did you think there were? We're gonna have to share eventually. This just is what it is. Just walk to your next mirror and quit getting in my dumbass way.
Quit interacting with my sludge mermaids, okay?
It's really important that you don't talk to them.
Caribou goes to release the mermaids, and he's like, they're gone. Everyone's like, what do you
There's
mean
a
they're
door.
gone?
There's a door beside the mirror, and somebody reaches out, and they're like, no. You came in here in a mirror. You don't get to use a door.
Senor Pink, no, because Senor Pink is directly swimming inside of the ground. He's not going to another dimension. He's physically in the ground.
Wouldn't it be amazing though if his body, the reason he could swim through it is because he tipped into the dimension of the mirror, door, and others, and then he was just swimming through, and somebody's like, "There's something sticking out of my door."
What the fuck? Senor Pink's legs just come sweeping through the doorway and vanish, and Blue Nose like, what the fuck just happened?
But nary his head is allowed to go under, lest he drown.
Okay, the idea that all the devil fruits of pocket dimensions have to share space, so if there's two of them on one island, things get fucky, is so hilarious. I know that's not how it works, but that's so funny to think about.
I would love it to be like a separate manga of just like weirdo manga. It'd be good. Kind of like fan fiction.
Law's room is not a dimension. That's an alteration of physical space.
So many possibilities, though. And when all the little dudes come alive and everybody is like, let's play with them. We'll play them to death. First of all, we'll play them to death Cute things acting creepy, some of the best ways to make you feel uncomfortable with your life.
That's good.
No, think about it. Little girls on a swing in pretty little dresses or standing at the end of a hallway, I don't know, say as twins saying, "Come play with us, Danny." Like whenever you do that kind of shit, you really pull people into the heebie-jeebies.
I'm gonna
So
pitch you one though. What tends to creep me out more is a scary monster.
really, I
Yeah,
feel
I'm
like
more
I
of a
just expect a scary monster.
see when I see a like cute little girl, I'm like, I don't fucking like whatever, a ghost I can punch, cool.
Oh, I just assume that she has evilness beyond all control and can turn into whatever the hell she wants.
I don't know. I could. All I'm telling you, I could take Reagan from the Exorcist. I could take her. Look. I'm
Even
telling
filled with
you.
the devil.
Yeah, even filled with the devil. Let me tell you, the reason the priest couldn't is because they wanted to actually save the little girl. If you put me in that situation, it's life or death. Yeah, I'd rather save the little girl. I ain't got priest magic. I'm gonna punch that girl.
God. I can't believe these are some of the conversations that we hear. I'm gonna punch the girl.
Look, I'm glad there was priests on the job and not Mike Tyson because they saved the girl.
Just a minute. You know what I need to get? Ace, can you come over here and save me from Drock's nonsense? I've just put Port Guy's Ace between me and you because I need a little sanity on my side.
Someone made their first time chat asking what happens if you open the door mention in the mirror world, and I don't fucking know. Are you stuck in the mirror world, or could the door mention take you, like if you put a door on one of the magic mirrors, do you think you could go back to the real world? I think you could, right?
I don't know. This person just said if a user of a mirror fruit dies, are people in the mirror dimension stuck, or would the next user have access to the same mirror dimension?
I think they would access the same mirror dimension, right?
It'd be interesting if you kept one of the fruits for your devil fruit inside of your mirror dimension. And then if you died, it goes into that and the person eats it. Did they get your fruit even though they were inside of your fruit's powers?
The fuck?
You heard me.
Dude, this is so many. This is a mirror fruit wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. All right.
All right.
Nami riding Chopper like he's a horse is, I don't know why I liked it so much, but I just kept staring at it and being like, Chopper, a horse. Go horsey. It was so good for me. I also love Randolph, even though he's kind of a strange version of the bunny. I like his version more. He's like a Three Musketeers bunny, and I loves it.
Oh, he's great.
Also, anyone smart enough to turn into a Luffy and make Luffy fight himself is smart, because Luffy is that definition of just doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And
what if I punch harder?
Yeah. What if I walked into the wall again, but this time harder?
It's not working.
Anyways, the 8th daughter of Charlotte, even though she was a daughter, just felt like another version of the witch, like the Wicked Witch of the East. Yeah, Brule just feels
Brule
like
got
Wicked
mad witch energy.
Yeah, like you can't tell me that chick ain't a witch. I'm not here for it.
I honestly kind of love Brule's whole shtick.
I don't hate Brule. I also like when they wrap her up. I like when they're mean to her and she gets bullied. I like that.
This is the first Charlotte sibling. I'm going to say Pudding and Brule, I'm not going to rule out as options for my third favorite. I'm not just going to tell you those aren't it. They might be.
It's not Brule. Because you would have put it there sooner.
All right.
To tear it to shreds. I also really liked that they did a full Germany call out by putting all the principalities of Germany on different giant Dendenmushi snails.
It really gets the separate but united thing across by having them be like different islands that are bonded together under the king / Kaiser, whatever you want to call him, which is kind of a cool way to represent the fact that Germany, like the United States, is a united agreement between what were once considered separate cultures and entities.
It's really weird because in the US, states have so much individual power, like just a
compared to most countries amount. Yes, there are ways that states have individual powers that individual EU members don't.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's very interesting to think about it, because I really do see the Den Mushi coming together in this way is kind of almost like the way the United States works, and like that. So it's kind of also a note this, because it not
write that
only
down.
is talking about Germany, it's also talking about the United States, how the states are individuals, separate, own rules, own ability to care for itself, but come together when they want. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Yeah. In Canada, we have provinces, but our provinces aren't like all powerful beings.
They have some level of autonomy to the point that Alberta got rid of the right to protest effectively, but you know.
Yeah. But not like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it does feel like a Germany thing by having these very clearly Nazi inspired Germa kingdom who are a bunch of separate little princedoms that come together. It very much
Nazi
feels
inspired.
German.
Where did you ever get the feeling that it was Nazi inspired?
The banners, the eagles, the group based off of Super Sentai, which is SS, that are made into genetically engineered super soldiers, being a scientifically advanced kingdom, Judge's whole deal.
Okay, good. I just wanted to get it all out there right away, because when people are like, meh,
Yeah, chat note. Take
again,
notes here.
yeah.
Take notes. These guys
We're
are
talking
so
about
Nazi.
Nazis for a reason.
These guys are so Nazi inspired that they make Magellan look like not a Nazi.
No, they're so Nazi inspired that the Nazis called. They want their stuff back. To find out how much Sanji is despised by his own family was so crushing. And then to find out the depth into which it went, including the point where they were like, where is Sanji going to live once he gets married? And the father is like, well, with us. And they're like, it'll be great to have Sanji live with us again. I was like, screw all of you. Let's fight. I'm going to kill you. My leg doesn't even turn to fire, and I'm going to kick your ass. So
go for it.
To see what he had to go through as a child, and to figure out why it was that he had to leave, and his family not even caring, his father being grateful that he left so that he didn't have to be the one that killed him. Sanji's is actually one of the saddest stories that we've read yet.
Yep.
And that's really saying something, because I don't know if you've noticed this, and you probably haven't because it's really subtle, but Oda loves to create really mean and sad backstories. Have you lit your leg on fire yet, Mama? Good point, Reputator. Let's try. Oh, poor Sanji.
Where are we next? What are we heading to?
Quit trying to move me through because you're excited to talk about the not politics.
What? Hey, look, hey. I'm just trying to keep us at a decent clip. I'm trying to get the RPM on these wheels running is all.
Yeah, no. When they put the little cuffs on Sanji, my whole heart broke, because if you really can cuff a hand, which you can, we know you can, and blow up his hands, like, way to take one of the one things that has given him comfort and hope his entire life. And to find out that he cooks because he was cooking for his sick mama. I mean, of course he was, because moms die.
Moms all die.
Wow, that's a great song. Thank you. I don't know if you heard this. I'm a mom. Your sister's about to be. Maybe don't be happy about it.
Yeah.
And so my whole heart broke to think about how they used his a thing that gave him safety as a weapon against him. Sanji, my sweet, sweet little pumpkin face. I turned out that I really enjoy Beige's wife, Charlotte Chiffon.
Yeah, you're a big Chiffon fan.
Yeah, there's something about her. I just really enjoy it. She's kind of just like she is who she is. She's not trying to be anything other than herself, and she's intelligent, and she makes shit happen. I enjoy her.
No, I really like Chiffon as well. I'm not going to rule her out as a character.
You don't. It's not her. You would have told me.
I'm not telling you. It's a guessing game every time.
All right. I feel like I kind of know. Beige is whatever. I do like that he just doesn't play the game where even though he's a bad guy, he doesn't feel like he needs to sit around and talk about how he's going to kill you. He just shoots you and you fall off a cliff.
Yep.
And I always appreciate when I don't have to hear 750,000 effing reasons why I'm going to shoot you. The whole wrap up so far with the disgusting gas dude, or as I'm going to call him right now, the Windwalker, is just whatever. I really preferred when he ended up getting taken by Capone and became a member of the mafia. I do like his new name and his new persona more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you mean? What do you mean, creepy gas guy? Are you talking about Gangster Gastino?
So I'm hoping Gangster Gastino stays around and we just kill Caesar Clown.
Caesar Clown is no more. Long live Gangster Gastino.
In my opinion, there is no Caesar Clown, only Gangster Gastino. I think it's time for Caesar Clown to be a memory of the past, one that nobody is happy about and everyone's glad to see dead. Thank you, Bomb Digger. Oh, you should see how well Ace is protecting me from you.
You know, I'm sure he's doing great. He has a long history of successfully protecting people. It goes so well for him.
You're the meanest kid ever. Do you feel good about yourself right now?
Yeah.
Aw, look at you. Yeah, you do? You
Yeah.
do feel good about yourself?
Yeah, I feel great. I think that was a good one.
Not as good as the England one that I gave you, but we can't say that one.
No, we cannot.
But it's close. Okay. I like, and when I say like, note that I'm saying as an icky person. I like Charlotte Prospero.
Charlotte Prospero is so contemptible.
Prospero. He is so gross that there's something about him that's a really good villain.
No, he's fantastic as a villain.
Also, he feels like wicked in a really special way, kind of the same way that Big Mama does. Kind of like super, super wicked in a cartoony way, yet somehow the cartooniness is scarier. I don't know how to put my finger on it.
Not my third favorite character, Charlotte Prospero.
Okay. Now this is when things start to get wild.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read it out loud and we're going to have a little talk about this and then we're going to put a note into it. Yeah. Are you making a weird sideways face? Oh, is that our good friend up there?
It's our good friend King Baum.
King Baum.
Famous author of Alice in Wonder. No, the other one.
No.
Wizard of Oz. Famous author of Wizard of Oz. King Baum. Chat, write that down. Take note.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chocolate Town. Total Land.
Chocolate Town. Adds in about 3 minutes.
Twice a year, the residents of this land of dreams and land of dreams. The land of dreams is really important. I gotta chat. Write that down.
Chat, write that down. Chat, write all of this section down. Take note of this section.
Just of everything. Okay, so twice a year, the residents of this land of dreams are posed a simple but important question. Leave or life? Leave or life? Life. And then this creepy ass little shadow reaches into her chest and pulls out a little bright circle. And you're like, what the shit is happening here? And then we go back into the woods where we see one of the kids' dads sitting inside of the ground. We hear all the story about how they went into the mirror land. I think that we can't underestimate the pairing of Chopper and our Happy Run Bunny, because they were glorious together. Like, as far as pairing ups go, they really did the thing. They pushed each other to their limits.
I'm sorry, our Happy Run Bunny though?
What?
That's the name we're going with for Miss Carrot?
Happy Run Bunny? For now. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It can change.
I'm not worried. I just need to make sure.
Why don't you like the Happy Run Bunny?
No, this is fine. Happy Run Bunny is great. Let's go.
Okay, here we go. And this is when they describe to us the father of our friend. If you want more answers, go into the forest to the left and get some tasty apple juice. This is important, man. Blah, blah, blah. Finally, they get him to talk. I see. Well, I guess appearances aren't everything. That reindeer guy was amazingly huge, but the trees and the flowers still jumped on him without a second thought. It's like once they get an order, they'll never stop until they've completed it. Now that you mention it, they just kind of stopped coming after me at some point. I knocked out a bunch of them, and then they calmed down. How do they move every way? Anyway, every 6 months, every resident of Total Land has to pay the kingdom a month's worth of their soul in exchange for safety. Soul? It's your lifespan, basically. People who live here slowly give away their life. 2 months of every year. That's like 1 year for every 6 that they reside here. How is that possible? Linlin, I mean, Big Mom, has the power of the soul fruit. P.S. This bitch has taken the power of the soul fruit as like far as it can go. She has used the shite out of her fruit. Whenever we talk about people being able to take their fruit far and able to do amazing things, she will always be brought up within that list.
And yet, I think, well, this is a slight spoiler for second slice of whole cake, I think she's only the second most accomplished fruit user in this arc.
Perhaps.
We'll see. We'll see how you feel.
At the end. But I still feel like she has really taken this to the end.
Absolutely. She is an incredibly skilled fruit user.
And being a skilled fruit user is something that I'm really coming to enjoy more and more when Oda, instead of making new exciting fruits, we're actually looking at the ability of a person to get creative with the use of their own fruit. I love that. I'm here for it every minute of every day. That's how these guys started walking and talking like that. They're called homies. Put a pin in it, chat. Write it down. The collection and distribution of souls is handled by Linlin, Big Mom, little incarnations made out of pure soul. This is like the true nature of Total Land. We notice that lots of odd things seem to be alive in this town, the town of chocolate where we landed, so that explains it. So that's why the talking crocodile. And that human-like rabbit. Yep, that's right. Animals can be personified as well. Then what about them? Oh, those are something else. Brule uses her powers to turn them into people, but they are just animals. I think that is one of the wildest things I've ever seen. So we are stealing the soul of the individual people to create an entire other group of people. And then you would have to argue, because they do become human, because they have soul. And then who's in charge of them? Thank you for asking. That would be Charlotte Cracker. And what do we call him?
Master Cracker. Chat? Take notes.
Master Cracker. It's amazing that Lola was so different. Do you think any of the other kids are also kind and thoughtful?
I think they're all unique individuals with their own wants and wishes for the world.
Interesting. But do you think any of the other ones are kind and thoughtful?
Well, I can't tell you that because I know the future.
Brule is on the one side, and Lola obviously is kind of on this one side, but the rest of them that we've met haven't been particularly excellent.
Yeah, look, I know things about the future for this family, so I can't tell you because I know whether the answer is yes or a no.
It is not a lie. I'm just gonna look this up.
What are we looking up?
The forest that attacked people in the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, so there is a whole group called the Fighting Trees, and it's a whole thing. Oda did use writing from multiple books.
Oh, absolutely. There's Alice in Wonderland here. There is definitely Wizard of Oz.
No, but I mean, even within the Wizard of Oz, he didn't just use the movie.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Which was interesting, yeah. And then we have Master King Bong of the Seducing Woods. I was trying to see if I could find out the name of these woods as well, and they were the Killing Woods. The fight with Cracker, for me, was particularly incredible, and I don't know how other people felt about it, but the fact that Luffy and Nami worked together, and she used her powers for softening so that Luffy could continue to eat them and take them down. I mean, Luffy became the roliest, puliest Oli in all of Oli land. And it was hilarious that he got so starving afterwards because he really did roly-poly Oli himself. But I loved this fight. And I also love that just when you think you're going to win, that we find out that there's a whole other level to Master Cracker and that there's more inside. What we see in the outside is nothing but a ruse. That was a fantastic fight and an excellent little like switcheroo at the end. I adored that section.
I love that he hides his like real appearance so well that his bounty poster isn't even his actual face, which now that I'm saying I realize is just also true of Frankie. So it's not like the government's that good at
that's also
realizing
Frankie,
what someone's real face is.
Or poor original Sanji.
If you put a mask on, the government's like, that him.
They're really bright. I think that everybody should just go and get Halloween masks and be like, this me. And then just
they can just go into town, life. No problem.
They take it off, walk through town, go shopping, put it back on. It's him. Take it off. Where'd he go?
The Marines, I can't find him.
He's gone forever. He got away again. He's so sneaky.
That's why Fujitora gets to be an admiral. He's the one guy who doesn't get tricked by the mask trick.
Is that your baby? Can you hear
That's
it?
my baby. He's making little chirps. He's having nightmares, I think.
That's the baby.
Yeah, little guy.
I also adore that it turns out that the Viva card can stop the forest from attacking Nami, and she uses it as a powerful force. That was awesome. And the inside of Mirrorland, I'm looking at it right now. I could see this attached to a Dimension. Or what could, because it's nut bar in here. I was wondering what some of the other fruits could do. Like, can you imagine the scissor fruit in here? Or there's just so many things. Like, if you brought other fruits in there, you could do some damage to Mirrorland.
The idea
of what destroy Mirrorland
fruits can do in there is crazy.
Can you destroy it? Is it a dimension that's destroyable?
Truly? Wild questions. Maybe some of them will have answers in part 2.
Are they?
I don't know. Well, I do know.
You know what I'm looking forward to?
What's that?
Chekhov's gun firing off. All right, then. So we can destroy Mirrorland?
You don't know what of your many questions they're answering.
I look forward to the cake getting ruined.
You think this whole cake is going to get ruined?
Bitch ain't eating her cake.
You can have your cake. That cake.
You can have your cake,
but she can't eat
it too. I'm also hoping that the funny ass thing that Luffy is talking about, that he's like, just wait till you see what I'm going to do. It's going to be hilarious. Which, like, why is that your choice of how you're going to start this war? Is for it to be hilarious, but I'm hoping he's going to jump out of the cake.
All right. Do you want to make that a prediction?
Hoping that. Yeah, I will. Even though I don't think it's, necessarily the thing, I want it to happen, so I'm willing to make it happen in that way.
Prediction. Luffy pulls the cake stripper.
Comes out of the cake. And if Luffy could ruin the cake, it would make me feel so happy. And if he came out of the cake, he won't, but if he did, and he goes, you could have your cake, but I'll eat it, or something like that, I'd be like, yeah, Luffy. What is that? Who is this person who's wanted? Sorry, there's a person who's wanted here, and I don't know what it is. The kids are drawing a backwards 3. It's an E, and it looks like dead or alive. Okay.
What is this?
I don't know. There was a title page for chapter 839, I Owe You My Life, and I was trying to figure it out who it was that the poster was for. Don't worry, I just took a screenshot.
If anyone's wondering why it looks weird what I'm drawing today, I'm doing a single layer painting, so I don't know. We're just doing it as we go.
All right, weirdo. I kind of like the blue brother. What's his name?
I can't remember which one's which other than Yonji. That's either Ichi or Niji.
Who's
Niji, okay.
Niji? I kind of like Niji. He sucks a lot. Kind of like him.
That's fair. I feel like no one's reason can be that they like them for their favorite brother. It's just like, it's something like what mine is with Yanji, where it's like, it's so dumb that his power is winch.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think I like that his hair is so stupid swoopy. Like it's
Fair.
sticking straight out. It's almost got Frankie-like ability.
That's a good reason.
He's the one who throws the plate at the girl, though, and then he's the one that beats her up later. I'm sorry, I can't like him. He's dead to me. Never mind. That was wild. That whole inside of the Nazi warehouse of the family was wild. He he freaks out and chucks stuff at the cook's face. Then he kicks Sanji. Then we find out that the dad is threatening um the Le Crappy chef, the old geezer. Like it was just one thing after another thing. And then we go all the way back into Sanji's history. We find out about how he was locked alone and left there to rot, and that his father didn't want him. And then he finds the woman who's had the living crap beat out of her, the cook. And then he's introduced to the clones. That was one of the wildest ass chapters. 839 was just like, hey, do you want a lowdown on Sanji's family? And I was like, yeah, sure. And it was like, bleh. And I was like, oh, you're just going to really puke it out all at once. Okay. It's just all of the things. And it was just like unloading on us. Chopper, Beppo, Kumasi, Hiking Bear, Bartholomew Kuma eating honey like Pooh Bear. That was one of the very best pictures that was ever made in chapter 840. I'd like that on my t-shirt, please. And I was so sad. I was so sad for all of the clones, which is, I know, kind of weird. We have a weird thing about clones. And I just want to put out there that the clones, obviously, that has a lot to do with like Hitler's idea of a perfect race and how everyone would look the same.
Yeah.
But it also has to do with that other idea with the homies because of who they are and what they do for the family. So write that down.
Chat, take note.
The Germa 66 people, clone people, and finding out about how they took all like these specific skills and these specific strengths and then have made an army. And how has nobody noticed, you know?
Ooh, parents living vicariously through their kids is a big theme here that I haven't really made sure to note.
Yeah, it really consistently is. Which makes sense when you think about who's writing it
Mm-hmm.
and how every generation of parents wants the best for their kids, but at the same time that they want the best for their kids, they also feel a little let down that they don't feel like the best was wanted for them. So they live out their own dreams that they didn't finish their ambitions for.
Mm.
I like that the little bitch says, oh, my beloved children, and hugs them. Meanwhile, our little Sanji is locked away and alone and wearing his silly little hood and just living this very separate, lonely life. It's just so upsetting. Oh. And then when he gives the food to his mommy, oh, and she says, how lovely. Scrambled eggs, fish, and bananas. Oh, I'm sorry, I messed it up. And she's like, let's give it a try. This is so delicious. Yeah, no, you're wrong. Don't do that or your kids will keep making you food. That's a dumb idea. You have to inspire your children to cook better. You were gonna die soon though, so I forgive you. You were just trying to do your best.
Didn't have a lot
Baby
of time to
Sanji.
make choices.
Yeah, she didn't have a lot of stuff out there. She got to get stuff done. I can't believe how big Luffy got in this one. I really cannot believe how big.
I mean, he had to eat all of the biscuits.
Yeah, I know. I love how they let us see him go to like the limit of his eating bigness because that was a boon for us. But the biscuits were definitely not high in protein. They didn't do enough for him. I also like Brule chasing them through the mirror world. I'm like, oh my god, this could be such a problem. And then, nope, not a problem at all.
Yeah, just beat her up.
That technology of that weird mask thing that changes your face so you look good still, it's pretty good technology. I'm not gonna lie to you. They've got a lot good going on. All right, we're gonna have to talk about it.
We're
Do we
talking about
want
what?
to? We're gonna have to talk about Sanji's going off with his family inside of the buggy, and
Luffy
Luffy
catches up.
manages to get himself there.
Yep.
Do we want to talk about it?
Yeah, we have to.
Is that part of this?
Yes.
Fine. So they managed to run their way all the way up. They're so excited. And there's Luffy with a smile of smiles. So Luffy. And he's like, Sanji, I haven't seen you in a while. And then he's like, what? He crossed her territory to get here? And then Nami is writing, it's Sanji. Thank goodness we made it in time. And I knew it wasn't going to go well. But then when Luffy grabs the side of the buggy, we came here to get you, Sanji. And then Sanji has to replay their whole life together. If you should just decline Mamba's invitation while we got Nami and Chopper and Brook, they wouldn't take no for an answer. And so Sanji going out, get lost, you miserable, inferior pirates. My name is Vinsmoke Sanji, and I am a prince of the Germa Kingdom. And then they're like, do you need help? I'll drive him off. Ugh. I was like, no, not again. I don't want another Usopp moment. I am not here for this.
Like part Usopp, part Robin, because he's also being forced to do this.
Yes, it was so a combination of those two moments. But it also allowed Sanji, I mean, we're not there yet, but I think it's also going to allow Sanji to really kind of recollect himself and think about how happy he is to be there and how much this means to him.
Mm-hmm.
I love that he comes into his haki power and that his dad sees how powerful it is. And I love that that no matter what Sanji does, Luffy won't fight him and then just declares to him, don't interfere, this is a duel, to Nami, and just takes the living shit of a beat down on himself and then goes, then Luffy goes, I'm not leaving. What incredible battle prowess. He's got the Vinsmoke blood, that's for sure. Hang on, Sanji, says Nami, smacks him across the face. Goodbye. Sorry for ever stepping our bounds. But then Luffy, wait, Sanji. What do you mean inferior pirates? You know you don't mean that. Do you really think you can drive me off like this? Don't be stupid. You could kick me all you want, but you're the one feeling the pain. And then when he says, this voyage isn't over, I will be writing right here. And if you don't come back, I will sit here and starve to death. I mean, you're the cook for my ship, and I won't eat anyone else's food but yours. I'll just stand here and starve out in the rain and snow, waiting for you to come back. Come back, Sanji. Without your help, I can't become the king of the pirates. Damn! That was powerful. That was one of the most powerful chapters. I just felt it all the way down to my toes. Luffy just saying, no, screw this crap. I have full belief in him. And if he doesn't come back, then I'm not going to win. And I won't become the king of the pirates. So I might as well just lay my life down here because it won't matter.
Something I wanted to bring up briefly in this part is that I talked a lot about last time how we were just in a long section of story where it felt like Luffy was challenged physically, but his values were not really challenged. He was able to be a static character for a while and not need to face change because the question of leadership was put on his crew for how do you pick who to follow, and Luffy got to be a static character for the theme being how do you choose a leader. Whereas now that we're back into a theme of leadership and responsibility, and now that we're up against an emperor instead of a warlord, Luffy is being challenged and his values and his worth are being challenged again, and he gets to be a dynamic character again.
Yeah, I agree, and I love it. I also like how they use the bomb dude, who is the person who wrote Oz, as kind of an inside narrator of the piece, because Nami keeps asking it questions. So it's interesting that they made the writer continue have to explain his writing. You know what I mean? She says, what's the matter, King Bong? The mountain is Whole Cake Chateau where Mama resides. She is in a tremendous rage now. And then King Bomb tells them all about what's taking place in Sweet City that Prometheus and Zeus are wreaking havoc, and that Big Mama has, in her angry mood, they're warring her sun and her weather or moon. I love
Sun
that.
and Cloud are her two homies that
Sun
control
and
the weather.
Cloud thing. For some reason, the Cloud just really reminds me of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters.
It's the flame is Prometheus and the cloud is Zeus.
Yeah, I have figured enough. But it's interesting that they chose Prometheus.
Yeah.
I really love that Luffy just lays in the grass and gives up. Wait, I'm going to turn on my light. I like it when I have vision.
Okay.
Let there be light. And there was. And then she walks back. And then she sits down. Ah, winner. Winner. Okay. And I was surprised that he did ever get up. I was glad, but I was, for a while when Sanji was going back to that spot, I was like, oh my god, Luffy's not going to be there. Luffy never doesn't live up to his reputation.
So, talking about Big Mom being angry, there's a lot of talk about why do numbers at all matter in One Piece, yada, yada, yada. If you're strong enough, it doesn't. Let's talk about the enraged army.
Okay, we weren't there, but sure.
Oh, yeah, we were. Okay, never mind. I didn't realize how much more there was.
I can talk about it if you want to talk about it.
Well, I just think it's
army of vengeance for Master Crackers come together, make the way for the full force of rage you're passing through.
Exactly. Like, there's a lot of conversation in One Piece fandom about like numbers don't matter at all, but enough people who are weaker can team up and start to matter, especially with an Emperor's crew where all of the homies have some weird, bizarre physiology that basically gives them superpowers. Like, I think the homies are by far the strongest mooks we've seen so far.
Yeah, I would agree.
And by mook, I mean just also, like really low level soldier.
Yeah, and I found it very difficult that Sanji remembered that, you know, he knows that Luffy said he wouldn't move. He'd be waiting right there. He knows that the army of the enraged are rushing towards him. And he's just like, yep, oh well. My neurodivergence could never, though.
Yeah.
It's raining. No, wait, it's syrup. So it's drizzling. I won't even let the syrup enter my mouth. I'll only eat Sanji's cooking. I don't care, Luffy. I can't get over the fact that you're being covered with sticky syrup. I can't.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I still can't. It makes me feel so disgusting and gross. Oh. Ugh. Oh. As soon as they were like, it's raining. No, it's syrup. I was like, nope. Count me out. Turn around. Walking away. Oh. My neurodivergence could never.
I think most people would find being covered in syrup incredibly gross, neurodivergence or not.
I can't even think about it. Like, it makes me feel like it's chalkboard. Like, being covered in stickiness, just think about how your hand feels when a tiny bit of honey gets on it.
Of all of Luffy's trials and tribulations, staying by his word to stay out there may be the hardest because he had to get fucking soaked in syrup for hours.
I'm not gonna fucking lie. Think about it. That's in his clothes. The clothes are now stuck with syrup that are going to cover his body and stick to him. And when he moves, it's going to have that like stuck. I actually can't even talk about it. I can't even. It is so gross. It is in his hair. Exactly. Oh, God, his hair is going to stick and rip. Oh, all I wanted to do this entire part is just be like, we need to get water. Can we get water, a change of clothes, and some soap on these people? Can Nami please bring out her weapon and make her little shower thing right now? Because this is killing me.
Yeah, I've got terrible news. It looks like Craig didn't start. I thought I started Craig. I'm going to get him on.
Oh, no.
It's going to be a bitch to edit. I am so sorry. Whoops. Hey guys, we're all going to hear Craigbot. He's great. He makes a great noise that everyone loves.
Womp womp.
Man, this is the first time I forgot him in a while.
Now recording.
Look, there's always at least one tech issue.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so the Prometheus thing so way weird because Prometheus is supposed to be the one who's sticking up for humans, so it just feels strange that they would make it Prometheus. I think they should have made it like anyone else, actually. Anyone else except for the person who like steals the fire to give to humans so that humans can exist in comfort. Anyone else, honestly.
I mean, she just picked the name.
No, but Oda puts a lot of meaning in names.
Yeah, he does, but maybe the meaning in this time was that Big Mom picked it.
No.
Well, no, think about it. Big Mom thinks she's creating utopia. It kind of makes sense that she would pick like a bringer of light for humanity as the name for it.
No.
All right.
I mean, yes, I can feel that she would be like, I am creating equality and equity and happiness in a blessed society, even though she collects different people, which is not really equity so much as a open and living zoo. But
yeah,
no, it should have been like,
hey chat, write that down, by the way. Take note of that one.
Who am I thinking of that it should have been?
I mean, there's a lot of fire gods. You got Amaterasu up there. You got Hephaestus.
Did she name the cloud Prometheus?
No,
or
the cloud
Zeus?
is Zeus.
Zeus' cloud. Yeah, so the other one should have been Apollo. They're right. It just should have been Apollo.
Apollo's a good one.
Whoever said that was right. Or Icarus gets too close to the sun, so not. Pet the boy.
Pet the boy.
Helios, yeah, Vulcan. Yeah, any of those. Yeah, any of them. Okay.
Boy.
Sorry, I'm just looking at this thing.
No,
Whole Cake Island. Mama, the head chef won't let me use a knife, and I just want to cut open my dolly. Dolce, Draghi, give her a knife. No, Mama, if you give Anana a knife, she'll try to pop the balloons. That's right. She's wicked, I tell you. I'll kill her one day. They shouldn't use those wicked words, should they, Mama? Everyone's got 100 or 200 people they want to kill. Just find a way to get along, my children. It really describes her parenting in a couple of panels. That's everything. You don't actually, if you saw her take the life out of her son, and then this part where she's talking to her children and one of them wants a knife, and that's her explanation, and rather than getting upset that her son wants to kill her daughter, she's just like, people want to kill people, don't worry about it. You're like, there you go. And now, congratulations, you've seen her parenting style in a nutshell.
She's such a good mom. She's encouraging their interests. She's promotes their passions.
Also, I really enjoy that all the food is like, please eat us. It's cabbages and ham. Eat us. Honey, get some, boy. I'm so sweet. Please quit seducing me. Like, could you eat food that's trying to seduce you? It's so uncomfortable. How good am I? Ew.
You know, it just wants to fulfill its purpose in life.
It's so this person, that's exactly what I was about to say, Raven. It's so uncomfortable to have the food be like, put me in your mouth. I was like, oh God, no, go away.
How much does it need to be eaten before it stops talking is not a question I want the answer to.
I actually asked myself in my head, and I didn't want to, but I didn't have a choice. Is it still talking when you poop it out?
No way. It dies. It dies in the stomach acid for sure.
Does it?
For sure it dies in the stomach acid.
Where does its soul go when it's in you?
Where do souls go when people die? The afterlife. I genuinely think it goes to the afterlife.
But you don't generally swallow souls, Drock.
Yeah, but but you do, because these are creating living life forms from the souls. It's the same as if you like ate a live frog, the soul goes to the afterlife.
Oh, I hate this thing so much. It's so gross.
If you eat a live frog, its soul go to the afterlife, right? So
yeah, I'll allow it. These souls are detached from their person already, which is why it made me wonder.
Turned into a new entity.
It makes me wonder if they would absorb it, and it gives them literally like this person puts soul food, but I literally thought like, does it allow you to absorb some of their strength and And if she can put the soul into all these other things, does she eat these things because then she gains some of the soul and makes her life longer?
Possibly.
That's what I kind of wonder.
But like with how powerful Big Mom is, how many average person, and what does an average person's soul do to Big Mom? Like I feel like the lifespans aren't 1-to-1 there.
It's not about the single ball of soul.
No,
It's
but
about
eating
being
enough of them, yeah.
accumulated if that's all you eat.
True.
Right? If all you're eating are these things, I could see that making a big difference.
All right.
Oh,
all
right.
Ads in 30 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know who I kind of think has an amazing power is the book dude.
It's a weird one, but yeah.
If you put things into, and that's another dimension.
Well, no, because it's just the book. It just flattens them.
It's a
but
book,
they are in the
but
book.
things stay alive within it, so it's its
Yeah.
own kind of thing. Ew, and the chick grabbing Nami, which I told you I hated with my entire heart, and putting its hand down her boob to pull out the Vivra paper. Don't touch Nami, you sweaty little cow.
Sweaty little cow.
Yeah. She put her hand in Nami's boob.
Paladin Berserker Jedi has a point that Virgo might have been the DNA donor for the original clone, since one of the types of clone soldiers looks a lot like Virgo.
Huh.
I hadn't noticed that, but he's so right.
Huh. Maybe.
Okay, I gotta move on with this. We are stuck in the background still.
Oh, look, a foreground. What island would I go on? I'm not really big on chocolate like everyone else is. I feel like I just don't get the hype.
Uh-huh.
I kind of feel bad about it sometimes because people really get hyped about chocolate. Like your sister.
Self-report how wrong you are. Chocolate Island for me, baby.
No, I'm a bread kid. If you give me a croissant, like I'll love a pain au chocolat, but you give me a croissant and yeah, you've literally just fulfilled my dreams.
Chocolate Island for me, baby.
I can't believe how many people love chocolate that much.
Chocolate's so good as well. Have you thought about how chocolate's good and you're wrong?
Nah, I think I'm right. I think I would be I think I'm always I know I love a pain au chocolat, a chocolate croissant. We're Canada. We can't say chocolate croissant. We would get kicked out of Canada.
I mean, I feel like you can. You're just gonna say croissant.
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 It is pain au chocolat. But yeah, no, bread. It's bread, baby.
Bread Island.
I'm in the Minister
damn.
Bread Island. I love me like, oh, those, I used to get these buns when I was a kid and they were butter buns and they put butter in between all the layers and you could just pull them apart like leaves, thin, buttery, crispy leaves.
Literally no world where I choose anywhere but Chocolate Island. Chocolate Island for
You and
life.
your sister, eh? You're both in Chocolate Island.
Chocolate Island, good.
That's not a croissant. It's a bun shape, but the top of it is leafy. It's a bun shape, but it's made of leafy pieces stuck together.
Yeah.
It's so good. Croissant is different. It's got the same lamination technique with butter, but it's different.
So what's up next? Where are we? What are we doing in the story?
The ad break is where I thought we were.
Oh, we're back. We're back from ads just as now.
The Minister of Juice might be one of the craziest, most terrifying Sweet
Commanders, I specifically told you last time that if you didn't like someone whose power had them drink someone, there was someone you weren't going to like here.
She is awful.
Let me tell you, Smoothie, one of my favorite designs. Love her. Great.
She is a great bad guy, but the thing she is capable of doing, the squeezing out of life essences into a glass, that poor giraffe. Did you see the giraffe?
The giraffe wasn't happy, and giraffes are awesome.
And giraffes are awesome. This has been established within this story. I was crushed for the baby giraffe. Poor baby.
I will say, just so you know, not going to rule her out as possibly my third favorite character.
Well, I don't understand why you're not telling me your third favorite character.
Well, because it's a guessing game we play every time, and this is the last time we get to do it.
Oh, you mean I have to guess at the end of this one? favorite characters.
Well, the first time
I
we
thought it
talk
was
about
at
a
the very
character,
end
my
of
rule is always the first time we mention them, I make you guess.
I thought you meant out of this whole arc after next time.
I'm no. My rule has always been for this guessing game: the first time we mention my character, that video I have you guess.
Okay. I loved her tattoo though.
Her design is amazing in general. It's very good.
And her hat sucks, but I'm kind of here for it.
Her hat is so dumb, but it kind of works.
Yeah, only on her.
Only on her. She pulled it off.
Yeah. And I hate the egg guy, but I kind of like his whole deal.
Maryfile, we don't know if her fruit or if she has if Smoothie is a member of a tall race like giants or something, or if she's just human, but by the look of her and her triplets that she's sisters with, I think she's probably long leg tribe. That's my guess anyways.
Where's long leg tribe from?
We've met a few people of them, like Blue Gilly, but we don't know what island they're. Oh no, wait, aren't they from the island that Brook went to? Because the long leg and long arm were ring there. All I know is we've met a few of them. Long leg, long land. That's great. Oh, she is long leg? Okay, never mind.
Because I was thinking long land would be a good place for long legs.
Yeah, she's half long leg tribe. Either way, great design, big Smoothie fan, think she looks great. Out here juicing giraffes, it's horrifying. She is an eldritch nightmare.
She's terrifying and disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro and Brook's pair up could not have been better. They should high five each other all day. Hope they're both very proud of themselves. Brook sending his soul off to take a little recon, know what was going on, and then the choice afterwards to then the choice afterwards for them to go off and about created distraction, and Pedro giving up his time so that he could create a distraction. Delight. They did so well.
I just want to highlight quickly how many people in chat have said that Smoothie could juice them. Y'all, that's all.
I would just like to highlight, that's terrible.
Don't get juiced, y'all.
I feel like they haven't seen her juice someone. You don't need Jesus.
Look, I understand being attracted to the big scary lady. That's fine, but don't get juiced for it.
Yeah, no, it's a bad plan. I love the book thing. I love Mama coming and opening it and seeing all the different characters and how they get flattened out. I keep thinking about how even when they're flat, they maintain their soul and they maintain their essence. So they know they're closed with inside of a book. Like, what a punishment. What a prison that would make.
Yeah, it's like a lot of things in this arc, very fucked up. Hey, unfair, brutal prison system. Write that down, chat. Take note.
And then the ability to turn a page and open the book and have it cut away as if you would, the way that you would store, say, a gun. And it is a prison. It's just page after page of cells. And there's Luffy and Nami stuck inside, talking to Mama, Big Mama over the speaker. Big Mama, who almost beat me out as best Mama, even though she ain't real.
She ain't real, but she is a mom who survived One Piece.
And then I love that Luffy screams out with his tooth missing, "If you want to fight, then bring it right now, Big Mama. I'll take you on right here." I'm just...
Yeah?
Maybe don't, Luffy?
Luffy's pretty sure he's ready for it.
Yeah. And then she goes, "Then you're really going to regret it." Ugh. She is terrifying as shit.
Luffy's been grinding levels. He's pretty sure he's got this.
Yeah. Yeah, just absolutely terrifying. He's wrong. He's got nothing. I can't wait to see the box. Don't we already know what's inside of this box?
We know bombs in the box.
Yeah, like, didn't we already see this takedown?
We didn't see it go off, but we know that both ministers snuck bombs into it as a trap.
I can't wait to see what kind of a bomb is in this box. How big will this expansion be?
Explosion?
Expansion.
Okay.
All explosions are expansion.
I mean, technically, yeah. It's a rapid expansion of gaseous material inside a contained space that leads to the space bursting. That is definitionally an explosion.
Exactly.
But, like, feels like you could just say explosion.
I could, but I prefer expansion.
People are pointing out, you see the guests introduced here that are showing up, right?
Yes.
You've been asking who writes the news.
Oh yeah, we got to get to that page because I wanted to talk about it and put it in my little thing. Put a pin in that for me, Drock, so that when I get there we can look at big news again.
Chat, this pin's not for you.
That's for you. We'll talk about it as soon as we get there. Oh, who's Mama's baby? Mama's baby's here. Are you Mama's baby? Lily's here in the room with me, in case you couldn't tell.
I love that for her.
Okay. Goddamn. Let's get into it. They better not be after my Tamate box. Well, you know what? We're about to get into some worse things, so you're just going to have to take a backstage. Pedro and Brook going in there, creating the distraction, Brook getting all the way through, and him saying, okay, so there are far fewer of you than I saw earlier. Brilliant work, Pedro. Well, here's a really odd creature, even for this country. I agree. Mama will be delighted with him. I've heard about you from Pedro. You chess peacekeepers are soldiers with human souls inserted through the big powers of Mama. You're moved by your souls. And then he takes out his guitar. That was brilliantly written. What a great little thing into the Soul King being able to move their souls so deeply.
No, it makes perfect sense that he would be so powerful in this island.
And that's the thing that we were talking about before, about Oda's ability to go steep and deep. Instead of just adding new thing, going deep into the things that are here, like Brook is really delving deeply into his abilities with his fruit. So, yeah, is she a soul fruit? Yeah, but Brook has soul ability. And so
Brook
it was just absolutely amazing.
Something of a soul man. Yeah.
I love the idea of inserting the
man.
Bum, bum, bum. I love the inserting of the bookmark that takes place when Pudding comes in and talks to Luffy. And because I knew that Pudding was an evil bitch, I was like, this is not going to go well. I wanted to let you know that Sanji has proposed to me. What? It was a wonderful feeling. But I know he's just being considerate. My presence here is causing pain to everyone. Don't worry, I'm not going to marry him. Listen close. Bye. And then she tells Luffy her evil plans of what she's going to do. Oh, and when Luffy starts ripping his arms out and he's pulling them apart and blood is gushing through his arms and Nami is like, stop, I can't watch it. And he's like, I will not sit here and die. It was just insane. You're welcome, Red Potato. Yeah. I can pull that voice out whenever I need to.
It's a good voice. Nami's just sitting there like, this is the most fucked up thing I've witnessed today, and that is saying so much.
And that's saying so much.
I've seen so much fucked up shit today, and this is the worst. Luffy, stop.
Please quit trying to break your arms in half. And he's like, I'm just going to pull until I can get them off. I also like that when they knock over the water inside of the Mirror world, that the water is the thing that takes her out, just like the Wicked Witch of the West. Like they just keep pulling things in and putting them everywhere.
That's so true. Oh my god. Yeah. Full of allusion to fairy tales and folklore.
And lots of Oz, because ho ho ho, ha ha ha. And
look, there's a lot of Oz in here. Maybe the tree, while it is German for tree, also is named after the guy who literally wrote Wizard of Oz.
Maybe.
He might literally be named after him. Maybe.
It was so perfect the way that Chopper teamed up with Carrot. I love when she bites him, Garchuk, and bites him and then uses them and pulls their way through. Chobo, let's go. It's perfect. Now we can travel all over the island through the mirrors. Let's search for others. And they go into all the different places. I was like, this is such a pairing. These two are killing it. High five to you. The tree did write the book, Dusty Dragger. We don't make the rules. We just talk about them.
Yeah.
And then they go ahead.
Oh, no. You keep going. I'm putting a bookmark for me in here.
Okay. And then they go all through the land. We get to see Sanji making this beautiful meal for his little pudding, who is just so sweet and nothing evil at all. And then we get to see our Brook having this master fighter. Like I asked my partner to risk death itself for me. Pedro, will you be my decoy so that I could get into here? I've got to leave with what I came for. Otherwise, I shall lose face. And then the person yells something at him and he goes, what do you mean I have no face?
God, Brook is so fucking funny.
He is so funny. And I just loved this part that that Brook was in here fighting on behalf of the team. And I was like, he's gonna make it. When Big Mama came, I didn't know how much time had happened in between the two events, and I was like, no.
It's so well pulled off, the bait and switch. How fucking badass! The first crew member to go 1v1 against an emperor is Brook. Would you have ever imagined that?
I never would have put Brook as the one who went in first.
Now, did he win?
Not even ever.
No, he didn't win.
I don't know if I would call it him not winning, though.
He got what he wanted. He didn't win the fight.
Yeah, I think, though, that if I'm going to be honest, I see that his whole objective was to get these Poneglyph pressings. So in that case, I'm going to call it a win.
Yeah. He defeated Big Mom. He didn't beat her in a fight.
Yeah, and I think that's what matters. Same with when...
Young lady, though?
Oh, that was amazing. Who dares interfere? We're not there. Oh, what kind of creature is this? She's so excited. We're not there. He hasn't said that yet to her. Captain Pedro of the Nox Pirates. As an adversary, I've always respected your skill, Baron Egg. And now, when we meet face to face, the scars over your eyes twitch with rage. Now tell me, why would the man who clung to life so fiercely 5 years ago return to repeat his mistakes? This was amazing because their fight, you were like, oh, it's going to go on in all these different ways. And you think you know what it's going to happen. When the egg got smashed and he was like, and now he will turn into this. And he's like, or wait a minute, dynamite. Boom. Turn into what?
While he's transforming, just putting dynamite on him, like, I'm done with this shit. That's so good.
So good.
Can you imagine? Good. Can you imagine how differently Dressrosa went if Dofi was willing to give that disrespect of, like, Luffy goes to bite his arm and Dofi kicks him? Like, I ain't letting you power up.
It would have been so funny. It gave a lot of Crocodile Dundee. Or no, Indiana Jones. When he comes out and he's like, woo! And he takes out a gun and shoots him. Oh, it was great.
I'm not putting up with this.
I just went by another page of Luffy trying to rip his arms out. I can't even. I'm with you, Nami. That was too gross for words. The fight between them was just glorious. So watching him take out the dynamite and just be like, oh, did you think I was just going to sit around for the rest of the night and watch you transform? And now we are watching Pudding. And who is Pudding with? Reju. That's who she is. And what is she doing? You've got to be dreaming. Me marry that stupid thug? Of course I'm not. I'm Mama's favorite, especially when it comes to my acting. In fact, she's so fussy over me, it gets annoying sometimes. Just watching her come into this place and have Sanji's sister finally see the depths to which her family is evil and dirty, because when she's confronted with this evil dirtiness, she literally sees, like, holy shit, I'm kind of looking in a mirror. Like, I am looking at myself, which is a really interesting thing because mirror kind of becomes a theme throughout this piece, that you need to look deeply at who you are and see who your family, your nation, your people actually are, instead of pretending you don't notice how things are created. And instead of pretending that you can't see all the evil and just live off of the benefits of what a society does and the evil that society does on your behalf. And so the reason I really liked this part is because in this, she sees the mirror of her own evilness and her family's own evilness and decides, no, we deserve to die.
Chat, take notes. Take notes, chat. Chat, take notes.
And so when he sees this and he understands what he's got involved in and yet still feels trapped when Sanji realizes, I am trapped within this piece. What can I do to get out of it? And meanwhile, he's kind of looking at, he's in his own wallowy place. His sister is also in her own place. And her place is realizing that because her family earned it, it should have to happen to them. Okay, we go back into the mirror hall. They're roaming around trying to figure it out. We find out that she can literally rip into people's heads and pull out. This is one of the greatest devil fruit things.
It's so fucking scary in such a weird
Oh,
way.
memo fruit? Oh, wow. That is next level. To be able to go into somebody's head and take away memories and rewrite what they think and believe, that is next level. Because all that we are is story, right? All that we are is story. All that we are is what has happened to us, what we remember, the people who were linked to us. And she can take that story and change it. So change who you are.
Yep.
That's wild.
Fucking
she can take away your
terrifying.
ability to remember things you can do. She can take away your ability to remember people you love, promises you made. That's wow.
In a world of inherited will making you stronger, she can take away your greatest strength, the things that motivate you, your connections that push you forward.
Exactly.
Oh,
she can take away your will.
Can I do a very brief sidetrack here? Thank you, Kekleon76. 5 months, amazing. My brief diatribe is this is a world where emotion and willpower literally make you stronger. Judge is an absolute genie or dumbass. What a fucking dumbass to be like, yeah, I want emotionless killing machines for kids. What if you gave them superpowers but kept the ability to use haki? Because you've taken away their ability to access the main superpower of this universe in exchange for different superpowers. They could have both superpowers, you dumb bitch.
Absolutely. That's wild to me. You and I talked about how, why would you ever want to take away passion in a place where passion is your ultimate motivator because it is the thing that shapes your will? You idiot. You're intelligent. Also, there's a bunch of other things. Your ability to empathize can be twisted, right? Like empathy doesn't always have to be a good thing. It's through the ability to feel how other people feel that really bad criminals and really bad torturers actually do the best job. Well, because if you don't know how things feel or what it feels like to be that person, then how could you properly torture them?
True.
Okay.
Hey, I think a lot of this is not coming together, but these swords in the mist look fucking sick as hell.
Actually, they really, really do.
I hope the rest of it can live up to them. The swords are kicking ass.
I would love to see you give Sanji the sword treatment.
And we're going to get there. I want to block in Luffy and then work on the two of them.
Oh, God. I was so grateful for Jinbe to coming into that space because that's a huge deal for him to decide that he is making a declaration. He's like, nope, I'm on Team Luffy and I am going against Mama, which is going to have all sorts of consequences.
I need to look, he's skinny because I want fun proportions. I want to just highlight something really quick about that he is presented by a choice to leave this group, and there is an expected cost of violence, and to avoid the expected cost of violence he needs to inflict violence against the person telling him to take the expected route of violence. Write that down, everybody. Take note. Let's move on.
I liked Nami's second outfit too. It was fine.
Yeah,
kind of cute.
First one's cuter, IMO, but they're both good.
Yeah, no, it's not just your opinion. It just is cuter. The second one is, it's fine, cute. It's also very Dorothy.
True.
It's Arabian Dorothy. Okay, let me go through here now. So Luffy gets up. He's all strength personified. Rah! I'm the strongest Luffy. We thank each other. We do all these things. Why are you here? I'm here because of my son pirates. Da 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 da. Their screams. They run. All of a sudden, poof, I feel hungry. Are you usually hungry like this all the time? I'm not complaining. I don't want to eat anything. And now we see the consequences of his not eating because of Sanji. I love that Sanji's sister did believe Sanji immediately when they had their conversation. She was immediately like, yeah, 100%. Why would you lie? That's stupid. That would make no sense. I fully, completely trust that this is what you heard and that she took this. And then when Sanji is worried about her, she's like, no, forget about it. Don't worry about me. You've got some sappy sentimental idealism about who I am. But in actuality, we are terrible people, and that means me as well. I've been trained and raised and created to believe, to listen to our father. And so it was really good to say, no, don't you dare take that away about his mom. She was truly happy over how you turned out. She had no regrets with her decision. Can you guess what Sanji told me today? He said, get better soon, said Sanji's mom. He's the sweetest boy in the world. And so to have Sanji being told by his sister, of course you're not a failure. Mother gave you her life in resistance to protect you and the emotions you were born with. That's what you stand for, Sanji. It's why you were born, kinder and gentler than anyone. I was so freaking touched to the bottom of my soul because this isn't a person who's blowing smoke up his ass. Get it? Blowing smoke up his ass?
Because they smoke.
Yeah, because of the Vinsmoke.
Yeah.
This isn't a person who's blowing smoke up his ass. This is a person who is aware of the foibles of her family, who sees the pain and suffering they caused, who sees who Sanji came to be, and who understands that it is a really big deal that their mother sacrificed what she did so that Sanji could be the person that he is, and that out of all of them, he is the best of them. And I think that that goes a long way to healing the thing inside of Sanji that's broken, because for his sister to place value on who Sanji is means that finally there's somebody alive in his family who can tell him, I'm glad you were born. What a big deal.
It's really beautiful.
It's a big deal. I love that Big Mom turns. I mean, Cricket doesn't. But I love that Big Mom turns Brook into a toy that she insists on going to sleepies with. Because
the little teddy bear.
She's like, oh, I'm going to take this because who really takes a bony dude and acts like that's a cuddly thing? Only Big Mama.
So wild, and I kind of love it about her that she's like, yeah, this skeleton guy is adorable. I want him to be a teddy bear.
This is my teddy bear now. But Mama, I said teddy bear.
Mom, Big Mom, that's made of bones.
That's not cuddly.
She's like, yo, real bears made of bones too.
Good. It's so good. I love it. I'd sleep with Big Mama. Red Potato, Big Mama is probably the cuddliest cuddle in Cuddleville.
She also does kill people on the reg, though.
She's really warm. You could just tell. You just tell if you laid next to her, you wouldn't even need a blanket. You would just be like,
You got
like
things to weigh there.
Pardon?
You got things to weigh there, because on one hand, warm, on the other hand, it does often kill people.
It made me so happy that when all was said and done and they came up with their amazing plans at Vengeance, and they're moving their way through the Mirror world, and they meet up with Chopper Carrot, meet up with the Nami group. It made me so happy that within the time that Luffy was like, I need to get back to the spot. That Luffy had his own separate agenda and he's like, yeah, we'll fight, we'll do all these things, whatever. But I need to get back to my spot. Big Mom had to get naked in front of Brook to change her PJs. Big Mom panties and he's seen her naked. She probably has wonderful breasts. The squishiest ones we've seen, yes.
Yeah, cup size wise, I think someone did the math and it's one of the biggest, but not the biggest because cup size is in ratio to chest width. Someone did the math on all the One Piece girls, and I think, oh god, I think Boa was up there and Viola was up there.
Oh, Smarties is coming from Italy.
Hello. Hello, Europe.
Grazie, Smarty.
No. Zoro's the biggest. Zoro's only the biggest if you measure width of the tit compared to the ratio. If you compare the cup size, Zoro's nowhere near the biggest. There's a lot of ways to measure a breast.
How does this always devolve into tit talk?
Because it's One Piece. Have you seen this? Have you seen what we're reading?
Did you listen to our last freaking YouTube? It should be called My Mom Talks About Tits. That's what it should have been called.
The conversation started this time because someone said that Brook saw Big Mom naked. That's why.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything.
Okay, I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about Luffy being in like a bright yellow light, and I'm actually loving it. Everything else is in a low saturation purple light.
Yeah. Now that would get a lot of views. They're right. Why don't you talk about My Mom Talks About Tits?
Look, if we want to do talking about tits in One Piece stream when we're caught up, I think that's hilarious. I'm sure we could find a way to make it an interesting conversation. I mean, frankly, it's actually really easy because we just make the topic like discussing if the way Oda draws female characters actually is a hindrance to the series. And I think that's a worthwhile discussion to have.
I think it is too. I think a lot of people kind of touch on it and talk about it a bit. I don't know in the One Piece world how much, but I know that it is because in our Discord, whenever we talk about tits and I say things like, we need more of this and this, there's people on both sides every freaking time. And it isn't just something they came off with on the top of their head. They immediately have backup for that shit.
I mean, I'm of the opinion that if you're going to draw horny characters, I just make two demands, which is one, actually own it instead of trying to come up with some boring reason to justify it in lore because, hey, guess what? You came up with that justification. It shouldn't get to be an excuse.
If you're going to do tits, embrace it.
You know what? I'm going to go back to this. This design I did for my game I'm making is a horny design. Why? I think she looks hot. There we go. That's why she looked that way. Why she looked that way? I think she looks good. Oh, wait. Actually, this is a great time to do it because this is ads, so this is a good time. Yeah.
I think her face looks like Lilliput. I'm sorry.
Your face looks like your dog?
Yeah. It's got like a little Lilliput. Kind of like a Lilliput thing.
There is a reason for that, which is my art style I'm doing for this game. They have big foreheads with all of the facial features in the lower half of the face. It's kind of a chibi style, which is why they look kind of like dogs and cats. She
looks like my little Lily.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one, if to be honest, is you. The one you made for your
self-insert. I love these two so much. These are two of the final bosses, and I'm a big fan of them.
I'm a big fan of the you. Yeah, her thighs are thick.
Look.
That's a milkshake that is just it's not going up the straw.
No one can actually track what I like. I will say a big thing I did with the design, we actually spent a while with me and chat going over if we wanted her to be very, very thin or very, very thick. We settled on thick. The silhouette looked better. It had to be one or the other, I decided. Those were the two vibes.
Those thighs have so much muscle in, she could crack a walnut in behind her knee.
Probably. We're back from ads, by the way, as you said that. Like, that was the second we came back from ads.
You're welcome, squishies. Okay, the gag where everyone keeps going in Big Mama's room and taking away Brook over and over and over again, that's a decent gag. That was great. And at first I was like, why are you switching the Brook thing out? And then I realized, that's actually good. She probably will just think she killed the dead thing. But attempt 1, attempt 2, attempt 3, it was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. And the reason that I wanted to bring it up is because now we are going into Brook. They get Brook out.
Brook.
Whatever do you mean? It was because of your idea to infiltrate the two-man team for my very sake of the crew. that we had this golden opportunity in the first place. If we'd attempted to steal Big Mom's poneglyph on any other occasion, there would have been no way to avoid an all-out pirate war. Here's your copy. So anyways, huh? I'm glad you're alive too, Pedro. What? I was so desperate for ideas that I couldn't come up with anything else but a decoy plan. Wait, Brook, what is this? You don't mean... Why are those poneglyph copies? Of course, just in the nick of time. Right when I'd finished up the third sheet, who should appear but Big Mom herself? You got it all after all? Oh, yes. Ugh, Brook, you underplayed hero. This is amazing, they all say. Like, tell me that's not like...
This is such MVP behavior. Brook low-key, like, the thing they were thinking they had to give up on that they wouldn't get from this mission, and Brook's like, yeah, motherfuckers, I did it. What do you think? Who do you think you're talking to?
It's me, Brook, yo. I just went and got some poneglyph. No big deal.
No big deal. I just fucking did it on my own. Yeah, no need to thank me. I'm just good. I'm that fucking good.
Like it's a big deal?
In front of an emperor, under her nose, she didn't notice, and then I gave her the disrespect.
I called her young lady.
Like, come on, homies, I'm in this.
It was so good.
Like,
I love when Sanji, at the end of 855, comes out and sees frickin' Luffy there, absolutely laid waste, and realizes that, just as he suspected, Luffy lives up to what he said he would do. Hasn't eaten since he told him he wouldn't. And the type of life that the food gives Luffy, and the reason that I picked this, thank you for subscribing, J. Philip Photo, is Luffy. The food, by the way, looks just as gross as the food that he gave his mom. Luffy eating it, how fast Luffy comes back to life and resilience from his food feels like it's more than the food. It is because it's Sanji, and that their connections as friends are different. That he's fed not just through the calories, but he's fed through the love of his cook.
Aww. Which is why I went for the soft, low saturation purple lighting on everything but Luffy, because this is bringing life to it.
Yeah, it was really cool. I'm glad that they made the food comparable to the food that he'd given his mom, because it really showed that Luffy has become his captain the way that his mom, when he was little, was kind of like his captain.
So sweet. Oh,
and that them,
Luffy's his family now.
Exactly. And so Luffy is family. And I also like that he said that we had this Robin moment with him. When he talks about his family and he says, here are all the reasons I can't go. And he gets to first of all, second of all, third of all. And then he said, for these 3 reasons, I cannot return with the rest of you. Now that you see my side, just get out of here. And then what happens? Oh, thank you for asking. He gets super hit in the face by Luffy. And then Luffy does the exact same thing to him that they did to Robin. Tell me how you really feel. And then Sanji thinks about everything. Let's eat. All right, who made this? Luffy. I want to go back to the Sunny. But I just don't have the guts to run away. Once the ceremony stops, I can't stop any of it on my own. And yet I still want to save my stupid scumbag family. And I don't even think of them as family. Of course. Because that's who you are. But you've got us. Let's crash this wedding. That's one of the things that made me happiest in this entire section of the arc, or as we're calling it here, half cake. It was such a special moment to watch the two of them come there. I love watching each one of our Straw Hats get to reflect on their life and where they fit in Straw Hat universe, and then come back renewed with a sense of purpose and strength with the Straw Hats. I think it's just incredible because how stupid it would be if they just all came together and they were like, that's it, we're best friends for life, yay! No matter what happened there, they didn't have to be tested, they didn't have to be pushed upon. It'd be so dumb. So each one of them having their own moment where they actually have to kind of like re-opt into the Straw Hats and fight to be a part of it really means that following this passion and dream and reconnecting the world and creating the All Blue and making Luffy a pirate king is just, it becomes everyone's goal and dream, and it's kind of amazing. Yeah.
I also love beautiful.
That they get to see into the mirror world on the tiniest little shaft of mirror in the history of little mirrors. And then Luffy goes, we're going to go smash up Big Mom's tea party in the wedding, and we'll save Sanji's family, and then after that, Sanji's coming back. And they're all like, Big Mom's? Luffy, she's an emperor of the sea. I don't want my selfishness to expose them, to expose Nami to danger. And then everyone in the background, yippee! Jeez, man, I heard you had a huge fight with Luffy. I was so worried, dummy. I'm so glad, dummy. You dumb.
It's so cute.
It's so adorable. But more importantly than Nami, I will never forgive you. And the words are turned into an arrow that go right through his soul. But I can forget that for a moment. The point is there's not much time left. And we are not leaving without you on board, Sanji. Do you got that? Wait, is that a marriage proposal, Nami? Oh, Straw Hats. I just want to hugs you all the time. And when they create their amazing fight, I originally thought when we were seeing Capone Beige that Luffy was going to be like, I can't unite myself with somebody that shot my friend off a cliff. But I forgot that the first time that they met, what's his name, who got chopped off the cliff, Pom Pom. I couldn't remember what I called him. The first time that I met Pom Pom, he was just Big Mom's soldier. So
yep.
I'm not leaning into Pom Pom in the level of importance. Yeah, that's Peekham's. I generally call Peekham's Pom Pom.
Yeah, well, I've been having such a hard time remembering Peckham's name because you keep calling him Pom Pom, and it's so far from Peckham's that like it is replacing Peckham's in my brain. I can't remember his real name without chat's help anymore.
Yeah, that just makes me proud.
Ugh.
Have we met?
Once or twice.
Okay. Was it when I made you?
That was one of them.
But to have Luffy just be like, oh, so they've come up with this great plan and they have all these people involved, and Beige is into mocking enemies and taking them down at the last moment. It's Beige who plans to take Big Mom's head? Oh, yeah, I'll join that. Just like nowhere. He hears the whole thing and they're trying to convince him. So Luffy, Sanji, will you team up? And everyone is like, no, he's probably not going to go for it. Actually, you've got a point, says Luffy, and just immediately goes, let's do this, biatch, and is a part of it. I was kind of like, oh, that was surprising. And that showed a different side of Luffy. And I think we have some talk about Luffy being the same all the time, and you know that I believe that he's a changing character who's becoming more well-rounded.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really cool moment because I thought it changed the way in which Luffy deals with things. It was more like how he used to passively sit back and people would fire bullets at him. And then he would be like, I'm going to move, or just let them spring. And then when he was taught, or you could aim them, you dumb turkey. And he was like,
fire back. You're full of bullets.
Fire back with them. And then now this is him firing back with something that is being thrown his way. He sees that Beige is already going to go out there and he's going to do this. And then he's like, well, that meets our same goal. So aligning with Beige is just using a force of nature that's already going in our benefit. And so I just adored this.
Can I bring up the slightly embarrassing story around this for you?
What is it?
That you called me?
Did I call you? Go ahead.
Okay. When you got to this part, you panels before Luffy was like, yeah, that sounds great. You called me to be like, why isn't Luffy going to go along with this assassination plan? It's so smart, and it's a way to get rid of Big Mom.
It's so brilliant. Why isn't he going to do it?
And I was like, dummy, keep reading. He's about to.
And do you remember that it was literally the next panel?
Yeah.
I was like, but oh, never mind. He just agreed.
You just assumed that he wouldn't because of how stories usually work. You'd be like, hey, he's going to be like, well, I don't want to kill her. And instead he was like, look, I don't kill people. If you're going to anyways, this just helps me.
Yeah, I was like, okay, good. I felt way better about it. I don't find it embarrassing. It was funny to me.
It was very funny. It was that for sure.
The meeting, once again, they have another panel where they're like, let's show Nami in the shower. But this one, he did the cheekiest thing where there is no bubbles over Nami's nipple. And somehow we still can't see her nipple. I guarantee you. No, I'm going to send this to you. I'm going to take a picture of this page.
Steam. It's a steamy shower.
No.
It's a steamy shower.
Hell, you know what? I'm going to send it to the general. Here we go, general.
Well, I mean, you could just do media. I need to change this leg. It isn't wrong spot.
Nami nip slip.
What the?
I guarantee you, many people looked at this. There you go, everybody. It's inside the Discord. You can find it. In the position, you would have to see Nami's nipple in here, and what he decided to do about it was nothing. He didn't make a nipple, but he didn't get rid of the flash color, and it literally looks from a distance like you're just seeing her nipple. And that cheeky bugger.
Oh my god. Yeah. There are bathing inside Capone, so could Capone at any point just spy on someone in his body by spawning his eyes on a wall? I thank God he didn't. Good on you, Capone.
But you see what I'm saying? Katu sees it. Thank you, Katu. I was like, this beyond.
Look, actually, that's definitely not Steam. That is just choosing not to have a nipple drawn yet. I mean,
very different thing.
Look, nipple placement is not consistent. It's always on the same bilateral lines, but it's not like always on the same height. So there's a chance that she has very low nipples or just a tiny, very small nipple right where that water is. However, most likely he just chose not to draw it, and that's exactly where the nipple would be. It does
That's exactly what it is.
It does feel like the most likely nipple territory is exposed. We're in tits again.
Yeah, there is an open area around. There is an open bubble area, Nyx, around. If you were in Discord, you could see it. He literally just didn't draw anything there. No bubble, no nothing, just skin color. I laughed my ass off.
She's in the middle of a magical girl transformation.
Also, no, real women don't always have them symmetrical. Yeah, that's true, Jelly, but have you met Oda? You think he's drawing asymmetrical boobies?
Okay,
no.
What I meant is they are almost always on the same bilateral lines. That is default body plan. That's where they are.
Especially in One Piece, honestly, because he often draws nips through clothing.
That's not something I notice that often, but makes sense.
Yeah. I was here. We're off of nipples now, everybody. You'll be happy to hear we're out of tit talk. I was so excited. Tit talk complete. I was so excited to see the amazing looking Luffy as a gangster.
Luffy gangster fit kind of goes hard.
Yeah. Yeah, but what was going to be their bone? Just own up, man. What was going to be there if it wasn't colored in? Nothing? A hole? Just a hole. You pulled me back into TikTok.
We can't escape.
I love how Luffy wears his freaking fedora over his straw hat. It's just ridiculous. I just love it. It's so good. And Nami's dress? Incredible. And even though we had to have tit talk to do it, I'm glad that Nami showered, because let's keep in mind, Capone Beige is right. Like, those rat bastards were out in syrup rain. You needed a shower. It had to happen. And I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but even though the whole Caesar joke, that is Caesar, that isn't Caesar. And then Luffy, no, it is. I knew it. But Gangster Gastamo, oh, That's
Gangster
good.
Gastino. Who's Caesar?
Gangster
I'm Gangster
Gastino.
Gastino.
So good. Oh, all right. Let's move along because I want to talk about some stuff.
Not tits?
And I want to. No, not boobies. Just wait. I coughed, but I spared you the details. The talk that they have, and when they decide that they're going to pair up and like each other, and then the poison gas shells and all the different things that are involved. And it's a great plan. It's simple. I could see why they're doing it. The Mother Caramel, really great idea. I like the pulling in this Mother Caramel person, and we don't know if she's dead or not. They said.
No, that people don't really know. You're going to find out in the next part.
I think she's very much alive.
Okay.
Because she has to be. Because it's
Okay.
Chekhov at gun again.
Okay.
Every time they have a meeting inside Compon Beige, the more I think to myself, I love this fruit.
Before
I
you
would
commit
want
to her
this
being
fruit.
alive, I want to point something out actually real quick.
Is it that a man only dies when he's forgotten?
No, it's that her name is Mother, and it's One Piece.
Yeah, that is a very good point. But but her daughter is alive. But
All right.
you know what? Before you get very excited, Big
I just thought
Mama
that was
is
a funny
also a
joke.
grandma.
Yes, you're right. So a mom didn't survive One Piece without becoming a grandma first. Big Mom was lucky enough to have grandchildren before she was met by the Straw Hats and the audience.
Which is why your sister's going to be okay, because her dog had puppies.
That. I just think she's going to be okay because One Piece laws don't apply to reality.
Just in case.
I think as long as my sister doesn't travel into One Piece, she's going to be A-okay.
Oh my god, what if she decides to go into One Piece?
Then I think she's fucked. I think she shouldn't. We got to tell her not to. She had to not have kids if she wanted to pursue the dream of entering famous hit manga series One Piece. Now it's over. It's Jover in there for her.
Let's talk to her about it tonight when we're watching a movie.
But her having kids means you can go into One Piece now.
Oh, that's good news, because I kind of want to.
Yeah, you can't until she gives birth. Then you're allowed.
Okay. Okay, I love Big Mom waking up. It's not moving. It's dead. My cute little skeleton is dead. I know it's sad, Mama, but today's the day of the big party and the wedding cake. I cannot wait until the cake is killed. It'll be funny to watch the mom go absolutely shit show. You have to kill the cake now. There isn't any choice. And when it happens, we'll sing and it'll be in one voice. Yay!
What?
There's my song about killing wedding
wait.
cakes.
Did you just not take up the layup you presented on Rejoice?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to question
if it makes
that
you
choice.
feel better, if it makes you feel better, we sing in one voice.
I was saying you had a layup on Rejoice. Let's move
There
on.
we go. Let's move on, shall we? Oh, here you go. A 10 o'clock start. I really do like that Pom Pom is so upset and they just keep holding back the information that they're about to attack. And I really, really, really hope. Okay, here it is. I get to unplug this. It's going to die, but I'm going to unplug it. That's how much I care.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just trying to find him because we meet him here, but we don't get a thing for him. Hey, you news bastard. Where did your thing go?
Big news.
A big news. There's
It's
some big
time for
news.
big news. Hey, you were wondering who makes the newspaper? It's a bird. It's a man. It's Big News Morgan's, the Birdman.
So can you tell me, Big News Morgan's, where he's from?
Nope.
Okay.
All we know is he's probably not world government because he's hanging out with a bunch of criminals.
Yeah, but look how rich he is. He definitely has influence above and below ground.
He has insane influence. He's the guy that makes the newspaper.
Yeah, no, dude, I know that.
I had someone...
We've talked about the news.
Well, a YouTuber I watched pointed something out. Like, I know you know how powerful news is, and I just want you to think about something that someone pointed out to me. Who do you think gave Roger the title Pirate King? Because the government wasn't going to do that.
No, it was him, 100%.
Big News Morgans, or the guy who came before him, made the Pirate King.
They make everyone. It's just like when serial killers wanted to be in the newspaper and become famous and have everyone find out what they did, and that they had to be controlled. Newspapers had to be controlled by the government to no longer report them as if they were some kind of like murdering superheroes, because it was actually creating more serial killers.
Some people just want attention.
Yeah, but it's really interesting. Like he's not from the same island as our carrot. Because they don't seem to be taking any kind of credit for this dude.
Well, and also birds aren't on every single animal from the Mink tribe is mammals.
Birds.
They're all mammals.
And he's not from the bird island where Chopper was?
That island didn't have bird people, it just had big birds and people.
Big birds.
Guys, if something is answered in the SBS, can we say it if the SBS isn't out till later, but it's not relevant? Because the answer to what he is answered. It's just not answered in SBS for a while, but it's also not like a plot thing because it's answered outside of the series. People say yes, okay. He ate the albatross fruit and literally just lives in his hybrid form.
Oh. Okay. I don't blame him. If you're looking for the news, he obviously has a lot of influence, but he can get anywhere he wants to be. He can drop in unexpectedly and pretend to just be a bird if he's not wearing his clothes.
Oh yeah, he could, and because he's always in his hybrid form, if he went into his human form or his albatross form, no one would recognize him. It's that mask thing we were talking about, but for real.
Oh yeah. He could walk around as himself in normal clothing and just be whatever the hell he wants. He's basically evil Batman. I love that for him.
Yeah, we don't know if he does that, but he absolutely could do it if he just lives in his hybrid.
But he's an albatross.
Whoa. Oh, yeah. We know he can't fly in this form. That might be a lie, and maybe he can fly in his hybrid form or in his full animal form. And yeah, I love the pointing out, what if we've already seen him? Like, genuinely, any news coup we've seen could have been him just hanging out, deciding to go for a flight and getting anywhere, or alternatively, any person we've ever seen who's not like extraordinarily tall or has a really specific body shape could have been Big News Morgan's human form.
Yeah, I love that. Huh.
It's a very cool thought, I find, that like, oh yeah, this guy could have been anywhere.
Wow. Huh. Okay, well, I love him. I love him existing. I gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here.
Yeah, that's a good point, Kaito. He's actually the first Zoan we've seen, other than Chopper, who prefers to live in their hybrid form instead of their human form.
Can Chopper be a person?
Well, Chopper can go full monster or full big guy point and be a human. He just still has fur for whatever reason, and he can just be full reindeer, and he prefers to be in his hybrid.
He didn't look like a human in full big guy form.
No, but it's closer.
Okay, but still not a human.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe he could if he like refined it that way, because he can alter his form slightly. That's a power Chopper's learned. It seems like most Zoans could if they pushed themselves to it, and he helped with the drugs. But yeah. Oh, ad break is starting in 3 minutes. Yeah, there is a lot of theories that Chopper's fruit is secretly a Mythical's Yeti fruit, which I kind of like. I think it'd be cool. And Morgan's was a human first. That is true.
Did anyone buy a Bellamy?
I don't think so this stream. I haven't seen any.
I'm sad.
Look, sometimes there's not going to be a Bellamy. Doing this as a single layer is so much harder, but I think it kind of creates a look that I really like. Everything feels kind of messy and unified when you do it in a single layer.
Oh, somebody tweeted the boy.
And someone added a Bellamy just now. That's funny. You willed it into reality.
Yes, thank you for adding the Bellamy. My sadness has evaporated. Baby Bell.
Baby.
Oh, look at him.
He's sleepy. What a neepy little guy.
He did little sneepers.
All right.
You know how much it warms my heart every time I see him in the bed that I gave him?
he loves that bed so much. You did a service, because we weren't gonna buy one of those because it was, I mean, we might have now because I've had more money since then, but when you gave it to us, we didn't have a lot of money, and it was very expensive. We would have gotten it if we knew he would have liked it, but just the risk that he wouldn't was so high that we were like, I don't know if we want to spend this much money on a bed for him that he might not like. So the fact that you gave it to him because your dog didn't like it and he loved it when he went over there was amazing, and he loves it. And when we travel, our cooler sits in perfectly behind the passenger seat, and then we can lay his bed out so that when we're doing road trips, he can have his little harness seatbelt on and just manage to comfortably curl up in his bed, resting on the cooler in the back seat.
And Lilliput did not use the bed when we bought it. We just bought it. She wouldn't use it. Bellamy came over, used it nonstop, and then when Bellamy got out, Lily was like, "Oh, I'm going to go into it now." And I was like, "Too late. That is too late.
It's been promised.
I've already promised that to Bellamy." Yeah.
Should
okay, are we ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, we don't have much story left to cover before getting into it.
We have no story. It's done.
Can I lay out some of the things we've taken notes at for everybody before you go into your conclusion?
Not only can you, I encourage it.
Okay, everybody, let's pay attention to some things. All right.
Oh no,
it's plugs soon. Then we'll do it. We'll do plugs and then do it. Oh, the ad is going to start during the plugs. You know what? Twitch people don't need the plugs. They're here already. I think doing the plugs during an ad break is actually really smart.
Are you kidding me? Your dad doesn't even watch these, and yet he watches the plugs nonstop.
That's hilarious.
It's his favorite part.
But they're better after the editors take a whack at them.
It's not a lie, but I don't know. It's the most unhinged that you can possibly be.
It is. The ads are starting soon, but not yet, but soon. Everybody, I'm excited to see Haberfax joining in the 69. Great.
I love that for you, Haberfax. Thank you. If Chopper has a secret mystic, what do you mean? There might be a normal human fruit?
It probably is.
Or sort of a mythic, yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
Probably.
Who needs to eat that? Haberfax saw the joke and took it. 420, nice! People are adding jokes all throughout these numbers. I was like, is there going to be any more number jokes? Yes, indeed, there is. I wonder if there's any more.
Ads have started. We are in the ad dimension.
I like it when people just for no reason just Undertaker ad 69 again. No reason. Okay. How unhinged?
How unhinged? That's up to you. You are always in charge of pulling the trigger on how unhinged this is going to be.
Hold on to your underwear. Hey there, YouTube. Welcome to subscription time. You're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, is this my day? Yes, it is your day. Why is it your day? Because you subscribed. You pressed like, you rang the bell, everything went well for you, and it was saved you from hell. See, that was a proper rhyme. Are you happy now? And then everyone rejoiced. Rejoice, for we are part of the Drock Show. And now we will be happy until we see when it comes on. That is an absolute truth. You have done the right thing and you feel good in your heart. What next? Become a Patreon. What? No. Yes, do it. Do it now. Do it now. Make yourself proud. You will hear such things as Mama Drock leaves and dies of getting herself killed by her own muscles. Other things such as Mama Drock walks across the hall, forgets she's wearing her microphone, and sings the song of Bathroom. A song so good it should be recorded and go straight to the top of the charts with a bullet.
So speaking of Patreon, we're probably going to watch Strong World pretty soon because we've taken most of the month off of Patreon streams because we've had so much going on. But now that we're here again in a month, probably within a week or so, we're going to watch Strong World, which I'm very excited for. It was the first movie that Oda was involved in.
You're in the middle of my ad.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
You're talking about Patreon. It's our Patreon thing.
You can watch things such as Strong World. When we watch it, the world will be strong and you will be happy. And we will sing the song of happiness. Happy, happy, happy. Joy, joy, joy. And then, what next can you say? There can be no more. Wrong. For you get access to all the pictures that have ever occurred in high definition. All this for the low price of like $4. It's
like $4 Canadian. It's $3 US.
$3. Or if you are Canadian, it is time to rejoice. Dance the song of happiness. Kick your heels up. But more importantly, there is a certain someone on here who shall remain nameless and not hunted down, who said we would never make it to 20,000. So make sure you subscribe. And for the low price of pressing the subscribe button, he will be not just wrong, but very wrong.
I'm going to go check where we're at really quick, because we're getting there. We're getting closer. 18.2 thousand. We're creeping up to 20. That was high energy.
Oh, no. I need to do my second one.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Hi there, YouTube. I'm sorry for Unhinged Mama Drock. She can be a lot, and I apologize that you had to be a part of that. And as a slight restoration of that, I just want to say, subscribe if you want. Don't subscribe if you don't want. Hang out. You do you. Carry on, Squishy.
I am so glad you have gotten so into plugs, because selling myself is something I hate doing. It's the same as, like, I'm glad so many people on the team are merch people, because I'm not a merch person. So it's hard for me to want to make merch. And the only reason we're going to be working on it is because everyone on my team are merch people and are pushing me to do it.
Well, you're a big weirdo. I love doing this subscribe thing because I feel like a powerful subscribed person on late night television when I'm watching things about products where you can wash floors and it'll basically clean them for yourself. But the deal is here, they've already watched the thing, so they know they like it. It's not like one of those things where you're like, I have to buy this mega mop, and the mega mop comes and it's 2 feet tall and you have to crawl on your hands and knees to use it. No, you watch it. You know it works.
Damn. That was good content. Okay.
Luffy looks a lot prettier here than usual. I'm here for this Luffy. He kind of looks almost like I can't think, but he's almost like Michael Jackson meets I'm trying to think. It's someone I know. We only have 1.8 thousand subscribers till we're at 20,000, and then that person can put pickled beets up their nose.
So I wanna list off the things I've told you guys to take notes. Here's some info. We ready, everybody? I want you guys to think about this, okay? Notes I've told you to take. We ready?
Yeah. I was born and raised ready.
There are some Nazis here. Acknowledge there's some Disney and some Alice in Wonderland, right? Acknowledge that the homies are called homies. Master Cracker's called Master Cracker. Acknowledge that people are giving a portion of their lifespan to be able to live here. Acknowledge that the state is demanding a set rule of violence, that the state here is built to support expected and transparent violence in exchange for the safety it provides. Some notes that we didn't talk about. Acknowledge that this is the first country we've seen with some level of racial unity. I want everyone to think about the fact that Big Mom's family are fully in charge of the government, and everyone else in a leadership position did so by marrying into this lineage and this family. Think about the idea that we have people talking about unity, but having an underclass that does undesirable work in the form of homies. Everybody think about these facts that we've talked about, think about these facts of this area, and now I want everybody to think about what Oda is critiquing, and I want to see if people can land on it before Mama gets into it. Twisted Minder. That's very close. That's very close. Will this be on the exam? It's not Dressrosa 2.0, because I agree with Mama that Dressrosa is meant to be about fascism, where the undesirables and the rebels and those who don't fit in are becoming an invisible, abused underclass. This is something different. It's very transparent.
Is this the time I get to talk?
I think you get into it. It's not communism, little country. We'll get into some conversation about that later.
Little country, what a cute name.
What did someone say? Little country, that is actually a good name. Oh, big arms, no legs, got it. It's neoliberalism.
Nice.
Let's get to it.
When I was reading this with Drock, I was sitting there and plunking away and reading, and every once in a while I'd go, and then I'd look up, and then finally I said, okay, look, I think it was when we were in the forest of non-joy, Drock.
Yeah, I think, and also I had primed you by pointing out, like, yeah, there's a lot of evil here, but like, this is the first place we've seen where different races are living side by side. We haven't seen a country like that, only pirate crews before.
Exactly, which is a really good point, because if you don't have that, you would never come to the conclusion. And so I was looking at that and thinking about it while reading and being like, yeah, so she wants to have a place of equity, but the equity comes at a certain cost. And she's moving everyone together and wants them to live in what she says is peace and harmony, except for, okay, who's building that society? So there's a few different things that's taking place. The first thing that I was saying is like, okay, why are the trees, the flowers, all the things that she puts the little soul into called homies? Who were the first people who we kind of think of as people who were called homies? And I started to think that this might have been a look at people who were being disparaged within society, like African Americans. And that's why they use the term homies. And then who comes along? Master Cracker, their overlord. And I hate to tell you this, people who are melanin depleted, but Cracker's a term for white people, and that's a melanin depletion. And so when I saw the Master Cracker come out with a whip, taking care of all the homies, and how the homies are what is leading this entire background of this nation, and that the liberal everyone lives by together, and everyone has equal rights and equal abilities, and they all live in the best thing. And then you have these people in the background who are the backbone of their society, but they don't get thought of, and nobody puts them in place, despite the fact they have actual souls inside them and therefore are living. And then somebody takes care of them all, named Master Cracker, who comes out with a whip and moves everything through. So it's also other people within society. Yeah, this person said, as a Mexican, I love that they are called homies. I agree, but it's talking about anyone who's kind of in a society who is in an underclass that isn't being seen as the same level as human as other people, and that it's okay to use them, and it's okay to walk on them. And as a liberal person within this setting where everyone, all the different races come together and live with each other, and there's harmony, and all the people are like, you've got to put up with a few greedy things and the problems that mama has when she goes on a rampage, but it's so that we can all live in peace and harmony and kind of like a neoliberal society.
And I think that promise needs to be acknowledged as real. How many places in this world are people well fed? How many places in this world are people protected? How many places in this world are people free to live the kind of life they want as an average civilian? Not very many, but in Tataland they are, but at a literal cost of their life.
Exactly. And don't forget to call it Toto. And then when they start taking, and then when they keep taking the pieces out of the middle class, that's also a reminder that when you are a person who is liberal, you've got your lower class who people just walk on, don't even think about, they do all the jobs that you don't want to do. So you say things like, oh, we don't want these people coming to our country, blah, blah, blah. And then the liberals are like, oh, they can totally come. And what's the thing that they say all the time? It's not like they're going to take your job in a corporation. They're going to fill those jobs that you don't want. And that is a liberalist sentiment that's made time and time again, as if that's a good thing, rather than saying when they come to our nation, we will help build them up and maybe they will take your damn job, which is what we should be saying if you're actually a liberal person. But that is not what is said in liberal nation. What do you care? They're doing the jobs you don't want anyway.
Yeah, that is everybody's defense. Is, yeah, they're going to take jobs. They're going to take the undesirable jobs that everyone acknowledges hold up society, but are seen as the jobs for the underclass, which is what the homies represent.
Yes. Then
and
you get into the middle.
Nami, you nailed it. Holy shit. Yes.
Yes. Yes. And then you get into the fact that you have your whole middle class. And what is the middle class doing? They're having some of their soul sucked away from them. Literally, it costs your soul to A, not recognize the people for whom you are standing on in order to live this great liberal life that you talk about, and B, because that is the work you do for this society. So a third of your life is spent in work for this nation to exist, which is just the same thing that happens in a liberal nation, that the middle class has to work incredibly hard because they are the people who hold the nation up.
Mm-hmm. I
and that's in every country.
But someone is saying right now that like this, it is sure he's international, but like reading this as American is a very American perspective. There's American influence in here for sure, lots of it, and we'll get into more of it in a bit. But like neoliberalism is not an exclusively American thing. It's something that Japan has as well. Neoliberalism is a globalist philosophy by default. The reason I read this as Weimar Germany at first was because of the era that Oda writes a lot of allegories from. Like, I think Mama Drak is right about Franco being an inspiration for Doflamingo as an allegory for fascism. And again, 100%. This is an allegory for neoliberalism. It's about the social ideals. It isn't neoliberalism because there's no democracy here. This is an allegory for the social ideals of neoliberalism, just like we got with fascism with Dressrosa. And in this case, in Whole Cake Island, neoliberalism is represented well through America. That's why there's a lot of American influence, but it's not just American. It's not a uniquely American thing. And we'll get into France fucking up Africa is still very this. And that's a thing we can get into if we want to talk about the cake. Do you want to do that?
Wait a minute. First, I want to talk about that. We know that he's leaning into some of the things that are American, and he's talking about the end of populism because he's used references from the Wizard of Oz, such as naming the tree Bomb, which is the name of the person who wrote the Wizard of Oz, having a yellow brick road, doing the different witches, like he's calling it Toto Land, which is Toto. He's done that as a way of kind of saying to us, like, this is the appeal to ordinary people who feel like their concerns are disregarded, and this was near the time at the end of that. And so he's talking about it being a neoliberalism country where you feel like...
Because I don't think people know that the Wizard of Oz was built as a critique of the end of populism in the US. I don't think people know that.
So, do you want to tell them your research about it? I've done tons,
I did some quick research
doing
because Mama knew about this and pointed out, so I did some reading, and it turns out that Baum wrote The Wizard of Oz as a critique of the direction America was going as populism was leaving. Things like the wizard himself representing the president, the witch representing the bourgeoisie, the Tin Woodsman was representing a working man who was becoming mechanized and turned into a machine by industrialism. This was actually very, very intentional and stated outright by Baum that that's what the Wizard of Oz was meant to be about. So I absolutely agree that him being drawn on so heavily for this arc is part of this arc being a critique of liberalism.
And it's also that idea that we had in the end when they said, as everybody was living their dream. And so it is falling into here because for many years, people were all trying to follow the yellow brick road. And he talked about it because people used to think in the old country that the US was the place where the streets were paved with gold, which is why he chose the yellow brick road when he wrote it, talking about all these people from the old country coming over and expecting to have this specific kind of life, and then finding out that the two things didn't actually meet up. And so it was really interesting when they talked about here, do you want to continue to live this dream? Do you want to live in the dream world, which we all know what that's a metaphor of? And in order to do that, you have to give up some of your soul. You have to ignore the fact that the entire country was created on the back of slavery. It was. I'm not saying maybe. I mean, it just was. It's a fact. And you couldn't have gotten to be a rich country unless you had free labor. Do you think you're alone? Canada is right along there with you, and so are so many other places.
Yep.
And then...
Yep.
Go ahead.
Oh, and on top of that, the modern liberal state is dependent on extracting resources from poorer countries. And what do we get at the very beginning of this arc? Big Mom doing a song about how she doesn't care about the people who are being slaughtered by her military to get the ingredients for a cake.
The perfect ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
And so she goes all around the world, even though she's about joining everybody together, making sure that every type of person can live in this place, having the world's most perfect country. But that perfect country is built on the back of oppression and stealing the soul from its people. So they don't actually have this perfect country. And then in order to have all the things she wants, she uses that soul time and all of the things that she takes for them to do things like attack other nations, take away their lives to get the best of the best for her country. Because that's part of having your soul taken away from you, is that you also don't recognize how your country and your life and your liberal lifestyle cost other nations their life, their happiness, and
which
their
is why
ability
it's
to grow.
such an incredible metaphor that this country that's dependent on slave labor of an underclass that exists to be exploited and literally devoured, consumed by the wealthy. The middle class has to give their soul to live here, but it's a double metaphor because they also have to give their lifespan. They get all this safety, they get all this food, they get all this ability to pursue hobbies and passions in life, but it literally costs their lifespan. And we get into the concept of manufactured consent, a political idea that you have a choice to give your lifespan to work for the state, but you never really have a choice because the alternative is unlivable. How could you safely leave Tataland? You would just be sailing out into the ocean. No ships are leaving. No one's taking you. The Big Mom pirates aren't going to take you. You would be guaranteed to die. But there's this manufactured choice that justifies the violence of the state.
Yeah, so it's a fake choice you make. And then the other thing we were thinking of is after 1887, Germany and the US both had almost identical systems of governing in the form of imperialistic expansion. Mm-hmm. Both of the countries were spreading across and trying to take over different places in order to have primary resource extraction and be the people who were responsible for those things so that they could use them for their life. So what's really interesting in here is that he chooses to connect Germany, which are all the big den mushi who come in and click themselves together, and nobody can disagree that that's Germany.
Yeah, they're German.
And then Germany,
the German
definitely German are German. Weird that people named German are Germans. And then the US, as if he is saying, if we're talking about things like World War II or imperialism or expansion, or any of these things, then you have to admit that both those countries who claim to be liberal, and he uses the US as a benchmark for it, but he means every liberal nation. He means England, he means Canada, he means France, he means everyone who was a liberalist nation.
With the taking resources from poor countries to fund their elites' habits, he especially means France.
Yeah, exactly.
France, you are not blameless.
No, we all, us countries, are involved. And then he compares it to Germany. And he's like, yeah, you may claim that you don't have any connection to Germany, but that's not true. And then you also think about, well, we just had a movie recently that came out, Oppenheimer, about how we use German resources and scientists, and we use those scientists for our own
scientists.
Yes,
for our own military power,
German scientists for our own gain, so that we could literally go in and fight against other people. And then, even though they don't talk about who is the person that was the outcome of those scientific experimentations, the Japanese. And so it is an absolutely scathing look at neoliberalist people claiming that they are here for everyone, equity, fairness, individuality, agency, but it's all on the backs of others, both within their own country, in lower classes, in people that were once enslaved, in people that come over to take the jobs you don't want to have, and in nations that can't fight against you when you collect the scientific might and power with a neoliberalist army and navy and marines who you claim are just there for protection and not imperialism. And so it says you both have to figuratively sell your soul and not notice all those things that you're doing as your government, and sell your soul as in give your time to that very same government that you don't get for yourself anymore. It's a brilliant thing.
It's so
it's absolutely
fucking
brilliant.
Layered. It's so layered, like a cake.
Oh my God, like a cake.
Like a cake, it's layered. But I don't think judges Trump, and I don't think Big Mom is Thatcher, like people are saying in chat. I think these are broader than any one thing. It's like how when we were talking about Andrew Tate and Hody, that wasn't one-to-one, obviously. It's just Hody was meant to be about the hate that builds, that leads to fascist ideologies in a people. Dofi was meant to be a stand-in for fascist leadership and, well, the social values of it. Big Mom is not a president. She was not elected. She is no specific elected official. She represents the idea of liberalism and both its positives. Yes, people in Totaland are fed and safe and protected, but the hypocrisies of liberalism, they have all that by the exploitation of others.
Exactly. And Nixon says, how is it bad? Because everybody's souls are inside of the homies. They literally abuse the homies. They are ravaged. They are killed. They are used as an unpaid army. They don't have rights. They don't vote. They aren't counted as people within the nation. Do people use their soul to make them? Yes, they had to sell their soul to make them. But they didn't make them because they gave some of their soul willingly to them. They sold their soul for it.
But another reason that Big Mom is liberalism while Dofi is fascism is because the violence of the state in fascism is often hidden and obfuscated and lied about, like how Stalin would create fake trials with false information, or how the German government would just shoot people in the back of the head out behind a shed and not tell anyone that they did it. But the violence of a liberal state is agreed to. It is always contractual. All of what you're giving and what is being taken is understood and accessible information. That's why she's a critique of liberalism. You are fully right. The homies were created with soul that was willingly given, but it was willingly given by manufactured consent. There isn't really a choice. Your choice is to give your lifespan or die without the help of Big Mom floating in the ocean somewhere. Once you come to Totaland, you are forced to give your soul.
And I think Nixon has said, like, here, yeah, but that's taxes instead of money. They're literally taxing people's lives.
Yes.
That is a very different thing.
It represents forced work because you spend your lifespan in forced work. Taxes don't take your lifespan.
I don't know how much Americans talk about this because I'm not American. Yeah. I know what my American friends talk about, but in Canada, something that we talk about all the time is how many Americans are actual, and I'm not figuratively speaking, chained to their job. You can't quit your job. You can't leave your job because your job is the only place that you get medical. So it is a false choice because if you leave your job, you can no longer keep your kid alive with medication. You can no longer, the golden handcuffs. When we talk about golden handcuffs, we talk about being afraid to leave our job because we have such a good pension with it that it'll be difficult to work another job and how we make our pension match up. But because our medical system and our work system are separated from each other, and if you lose your job, you still have medical. You get full medical. Even if you live on the road and you are homeless, you can go at any time and walk into the hospital and get treated. And so we talk about this all the time, how jobs are a type of prison for people in the United States. And so that is really highlighted here. Yes, your medical hostages.
Yeah.
And so that's really highlighted here because it's their life that's tied to their country.
And there is a reason Totaland does feel less dark than a lot of the villainous places. I really think we need to acknowledge that he is very honest about the fact that Totaland gives benefits other places do not give. People are safe, they are fed, there is security. This is a place that people don't fuck with. They are free from the chains of the government.
Has so much power. Much power.
But they can't leave. They are literally paying their lifespan the same way that a person who is forced to do work or die. And we'll get into later when we do our One Piece of Political video about what Oda thinks a good relationship with your work is, because every philosopher, every political philosopher believes that work is necessary for society to function. They're like the whole anti-work subreddit thing. That's not what Oda is getting at. But today we're just going to talk about what he's criticizing, which is liberal culture, like liberal social values, and the idea of giving your life to your job.
Yeah, and he says it's interesting because it's not like he's saying that it's everything about it is bad. He's saying people are blind to what it costs and that we're pretending that there's no costs and that it's like if you're liberalist, you're on the side of right and good. And if you're a non-liberal, then that's when you don't care about people. And he's saying there's so much hypocrisy within that.
No,
and the Nixon pointed out the thing I was going to say. Big Mom is a huge military maker. She is the epitome of weaponry. So you know that if you're behind her wall, you're quote unquote safe. She might kill you. She might take away your education. She might randomly go off The state might go off and kill all the homies at will, say rampaging while singing a song and eating and killing homies as they will. But you might not die, and you're more likely to be safe from outside forces.
I also earlier talked about how I wanted, when someone asked us in Fishman Island with a write-up to talk about what themes we want talked about, I said I wanted Oda to talk about the liberal hypocrisy where the violence of the state is considered justified and necessary, but any other violence is bad. They fucking do that because Luffy hurts no civilians beating up Cracker, fucking takes him out, defeats Cracker. Homies are only ever destroyed in that by Big Mom's own forces. Luffy doesn't kill the homies. He just beats up Cracker, and an army comes to crush him, but Cracker killing and abusing homies. Big Mom having, what was it, a Smoothie or Amanda, whoever cut King Baum in half. All of that is considered a necessary violence of the state that gets no repercussion, but Luffy is seen as a violent monster for the violent act of fighting the state in revolutionary violence. So that hypocrisy is actually talked about.
And then Para is right. Luffy has a peaceful protest hunger strike.
Oh my god, he does. He actually has a form of peaceful protest in this arc. This is so good.
Give Bellamy a treat.
I saw.
Yeah, and I think that anything isn't done in a perfect way. Oh, can you hear my puppy do the barkies?
I can't.
Oh, really? Wow.
Dude, I think for a single layer painting, this is pretty good.
I do too. I think that he's not saying that every aspect of this is bad. He's saying, like, this is a dangerous world. People are in a dangerous state. You could see why they would want to be behind the protection of Big Mom. You could see why they would be afraid of other places, especially when they're not getting free and easy information, because the information at this point in the story is so controlled by one group. And so there is fear of other places. I think how often I've been down to Mexico, and I was talking to one of my friends in California, and I was like, do you go to Mexico often? You guys are so close. And she was like, oh my God, no, it's so dangerous. And I was like, you know that using just simple statistics, that there's more gunfire in the United States every year, right? Like, just very basic statistics. And yet you're afraid of Mexico. Like, you can go to Puerto Vallarta, you're not going to be murdered. It's fine.
Someone
I was thinking about the fear that's created about that, and but the kidnapping in Mexico, Paladin, not everyone is being kidnapped in Mexico.
Can we pause because it's ads and I want to answer a dumber question before we get back?
Yeah.
Someone asked who would win in a fight between Dofi and Cracker, and I feel like they're comparably strong, but Dofi's fruit just is a bad matchup for Cracker.
I think that Cracker would struggle because Dofi could simply wrap him in webs after webs and crush him in.
Yeah, and I think
your cam is on Bell.
Sorry. I think he could also he could cut them to pieces because they have cutting power, and the biscuits are hard, but they can't really dodge well, which is how people were able to survive the strings. I just think it's a bad matchup for Cracker. I don't think Cracker's weaker than Dofi, but it's a bad matchup.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that Dofi it's not a bad matchup for Dofi. It's a great matchup for Dofi. I think it's very well hit. Yeah, that's what I was saying, is Mexico has been deemed as being this scary place, and Mexico is getting bad publicity within the United States. But if you ask Canadians where they holiday, it's Mexico.
Oh, we love Mexico.
That's
Canadians
where we go.
Are all over Mexico.
If you go to Mexico, it's mostly Mexicans and Canadians.
I meet so many. I
have met
Canadians everywhere. I know in Mexico like twice, or that know people I know at least.
Yeah. It's we Canadians love them so Mexico.
But yeah, I think. Oh man,
for real, putrid for real.
I think this arc is absolutely. Oh yeah, Luffy would. I think Luffy versus Cracker.
We talked about that.
Yeah, Luffy versus Cracker without Nami. Luffy versus Cracker without Nami. I think Luffy could, in theory, win, but in this arc wouldn't, because backup would arrive to help Cracker before he could win.
Yeah, I would agree. Hey, Dark, get your ass to Mexico the minute you can. Mexico is one of the best places. I'm just going to say before we move on, and I'm plugging it, and I don't give a crap because there's Americans on here, so I'm plugging the shit out of it. My mother-in-law visited over 165 countries. My father-in-law was an optometrist. They would collect glasses for 2 years, and then they would go to different places, and he was part of a thing where they would give people free eye exams and then free glasses. And they did it in Vietnam. And people in Vietnam were afraid of getting glasses because anyone who was seen as being intelligent during the Vietnam War was killed. And therefore, people were still afraid to wear glasses. They did it in Venezuela. They did it in parts of Africa. And they went to Mexico just as people all the time. And they sailed there as well. And when my mother-in-law was dying, we talked to her about what was your very favorite place in the world. And she said, by far, it's Mexico. Mexican people as a country, as a whole, are some of the most amazing people I have ever met. They're so kind. And the people here have, the food is the best. The climate is the best. The history is incredible. Everything around here is so amazing. She's just like, every time I go to Mexico, I can't believe how incredible it is here. So that's kind of a big deal for somebody who's seen over 160 countries.
Yeah. High praise.
Yeah.
I figured out how to add Bellamy. We're just not there yet.
Did you put Bellamy in?
Nope. We're gonna.
Okay. I'm so excited to see where Bellamy is gonna be. Is he gonna be on the sleeve of Luffy?
We promised for a very long time to conservative viewers that we were just reading the material, and if there was a critique of a non-conservative political ideology, we'd talk about it. Liberalism got dunked on by Oda. We are just reading the story as it is, and the more of these observations we came to find, the more I was like, yeah, this is so fucking clearly intentional.
That's hilarious, Blaze. Yeah, it really was. And it was really interesting because as I was reading it, Drock got to see how I read the story, and it goes like this. Read, read, read. And then if Drock and I read this story side by side, we would blow the roof off of this house, and we can't always because I look up and I'm like,
and we do monthly videos, we read side by side.
I think we do. We read side by side, or we read like on a Zoom together, because it was crazy how reading together was. It was so changing. This person, I'm living at the moment in Japan. I'm going to be in North America for a extended period of time to go to Mexico. I miss Mexican food so badly. I'm from lots of Latino immigrants. That's amazing.
What I love about Mexican food is that there's 3 types of Mexican food, really. And obviously, I'm not even talking within Mexico where there's a bunch regionally, but there's Mexican food, Tex-Mex Mexican food that was the sort of authentic Mexican food made by Mexicans living like within the United States using ingredients that were from the US. And then there's and like modified for American tastes and the taste of restaurant goers. And then like fully American Mexican food, which is that Americanized to work in states beyond the South where the ingredients are more authentic.
Nothing is like eating in a small town in Mexico, though. There is nothing.
I will say when I've been in Mexico myself, I found it hit or miss, unfortunately, where it's like anywhere. Some of the places I'd be like, there's nothing special. And some places I'd be like, this fucking slaps so hard.
We went to a town that we were lucky enough to hang out in, and they had the most amazing candy shop. And then we went somewhere and they just made the tortillas in front of you. You got to make your own salsa inside of them with a mortar and pestle.
Arturo MVG, as a Mexican, Tex-Mex food not bad? No, I will say Tex-Mex food is good. I actually really like most immigrant food, which is the term I think in food culture for foods that are from a region, but then adapted based off of locally available ingredients. Tex-Mex food is really good. I'm a big fan of it.
Now I want to be in Mexico right now. Okay.
Hey, before we move on, can I pitch a cuisine that most people don't know about? If anyone's a real food person, and you have enough money to go on a vacation, go to Peru. I can't pronounce it right. I'm going to say Peru. Go to Peru. Peru is insanely good food. Yeah, and the thing is, oh, thank you for subbing, Alex. The thing about Peruvian food is you can't really have authentic Peruvian food anywhere because all of it is made from ingredients that don't travel well. And like the best approximations you can get taste nothing like what you can get in Peru. It is food that tastes unlike anything else I've had, and it is considered to be one of the world's greatest local cuisines. It is insanely good, so fucking incredible, and I can't even describe it because it's made with ingredients that you can't get anywhere outside of Peru.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking guinea pig. I'm talking about the types of corn, the types of tomato, the types of potato. Like those three alone change food.
Brock and his sister were very lucky that before his grandparents passed away, they took him and his sister on a trip and ended up went through the Panama Canal. I've got to kick the dogs out of here. Listen to them. Just a minute. Papa Brock. Live? Did I kick you off? I came back. Those puppies came in here to fight in front of me. I think they think they actually have standings or something, and I'm supposed to judge their wrestles because they could wrestle in the living room, but they come in here to do it. Oh, okay. Are we ready to talk about? I have not been to Puerto Rico.
I've not been to Puerto Rico, and I've not been to Argentina. I'd love to. I want to travel around Latin America. I love it so much. It's beautiful. We are ready to talk. It's top 5 time. Wait, do you want to do top 5 or do we want to do least favorite character?
Oh, least favorite character?
We've added a bunch lately. We've added favorite side character. We've added least favorite character, and we've added best drip.
Are we supposed to be? Did you put Bellamy in yet?
I did.
Did you put Bellamy? Is that Bellamy there? Oh my god, that's so sweet. Point it out to everyone. Does everyone see Belle? There's the baby.
He's hiding. I actually love hiding these little guys.
Oh, he's so cute. You know what I want to see one?
Should we talk about all of the reveals of the people who are coming to the party, like Stussy and all of the like Charlotte family members there?
Yeah, I don't know who Stussy is, do I?
Stussy's apparently the head of a prostitute company. That's what you know.
Yeah, that was very uncomfortable.
Hey, look, it's all the criminals meeting. What do you expect?
If you think I don't know that prostitution exists, blah, 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 but this is supposed to be originally a manga for children.
I mean, he said it in a kind of obfuscated way.
Did he?
Yeah.
Queen of the Pleasure District.
I might not know what that means if I'm a 12-year-old reading this.
Uh-huh.
Might not.
I'm enjoying Stussy. She's given Flapper for sure, which is perfect because she's given kind of 1920s, which goes along with the theme. So Stussy, you can stay. Is it Dufeld, the Loan Shark King, the God of Fortune? God of Fortune? Damn, baby. That's crazy. Can he change your luck? Like, that's my question.
Or is he just own a gambling house?
And then we've got, that guy creeps me out in ways I can't. Morgan, I can't wait to find out more about Morgan. Drug Peklo, the major undertaker, is the creepiest bastard I've ever seen. Oh, what was that name of that dude? We used to make a pumpkin of him. He was in a game.
Fungula.
Yes! How did you get that from that?
Pumpkin.
He looks just like Drug Pecula. Fungula looks like him. Or Peklo. The Warehouse Kingpin. So this dude is like underworld movement of stuff. So if anyone's going to be pissed at the Straw Hat Gang, it's going to be, is it Gibberson or Gibberson?
Ooh, I don't remember.
Does anyone know? Gib or Jib? All of the underworld bosses got better the longer. Nobody knows. And then Umit, the shipping king. Yeah, these are people who hate Straw Hats. Okay, here are my hopes for the next section of this cake, the other half of the cake. I'm hoping for sure, given who we've seen in here hiding within the crowds that are coming inside, that we are going to have some of our Luffy Straw Hat ships come in and help us out. But I think it's kind of early. Like we just made an armada.
Yeah, it feels a little too early, and since it's tomorrow, probably can't get him in time.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that's a very unlikely thing. But when Luffy jumps out of the cake, it's all going to be worth it. Oh, Luffy.
Let's hope you're right.
I just want him to jump out of the cake so bad. I know the cake is getting wrecked, and I'm here for it. I can't ask you, but I can read on now because we're here, so I can actually read on again.
I mean, we can read 2 chapters before we do the top 5, but I don't know. Your call.
My question was, is the second half the same thing? Like, are we still in a critique of neoliberalism in the second half?
We are, because it's more about the setting than anything, and more information is added to the details that I think actually strengthen the case that this is meant to be a critique of liberalism. Okay. Liberalism and neoliberalism both.
All right, let's do the person I hate the most then first. And I'm sorry, people, if we didn't hit on something that you want, that's fine. We were trying to push through.
There's absolutely something you didn't hit on that people wanted to, but it's not important yet, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we'll get it in the next part, in the second half of the cake. Your top 3 Charlottes. I think your favorite Charlotte is the juicer.
All right. No.
Damn.
Smoothie's great. She got a cool design. That's it.
Is it the Sweet 3 General? Second son of Charlotte?
Are you saying Charlotte Katakuri, who we haven't talked about yet?
Yes.
That'd be him. Yeah, that'd be the one.
He's got an outfit I could see you loving.
He's got some drip, huh?
I could see you loving this character because he is cool.
The song plays in my head when we mention this man.
Oh yeah, what song?
His theme music.
Oh, I want to hear that.
I will show you the full fight on stream so that you can hear it. We're gonna watch that. That's gonna be the first episode. We watch the whole episode on stream. Mm. Other than G8.
That's awesome.
It's not good enough that you should watch it before you read it, but it is good enough you should watch the full thing.
Who do I hate the most? Who do you think I hate the most?
My guess is Judge.
It is Judge.
Yeah, because Pudding you find fun to hate.
I love hating Pudding. Yeah. Pudding is great as a character. I mean, does she suck? Yes. But is she fun to dislike? Also, yes. Judge, suckiest piece of shit dad ever.
In a series renowned for terrible fathers, he is somehow exceptionally
he is somehow
bad.
More worsical than any other dad still. Yeah. My favorite big mom child is also Lola.
Lola's great.
I love her. She's a weirdo. But I'm not going to lie. I am looking at Katakuri, who seems like he is going to be with a 1,057,000,000 berry bounty, be kind of a thing.
He's a bit of a thing.
And I have a feeling...
Literally, his music plays in my head when you mention him, and I'm not joking.
What? Is he flicking a penny or a bean?
Oh, that's a jelly bean.
So does he kill with jelly beans? Can he turn things into jelly beans?
We'll see. He's flicking a jelly bean.
He's flicking a bean.
Fucking hell. Who's your favorite minor character?
Favorite minor character? That's a tough one. It's between Lola's dad.
Fair. Hound is doing his best.
Yeah. Oh my God, Nixon! Wow.
What they say?
Nixon, you're a spicy burrito.
I missed it. Oh God. Okay, never mind. I saw it. Yeah. Look, I understand the sentiment, but it is spicy.
It's between Lola's dad and Bomb.
Bone Fairy, that's a wrong take, but it's okay. Everyone's allowed to make mistakes.
Hey.
Yeah.
I think it's Bomb.
King Bomb, that's fine. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's King Bomb. Every time you say Katakuri, I hear Katamari Damacy.
Ooh.
Oh, I can't wait to see Katakuri's observation hockey. I cannot wait.
Because they're hyping it up?
No, because when Dude mentioned it, when Beijing mentioned it, I was like, oh.
That's saying they're hyping it up in canon, like, hey, this guy's observation off the chain.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. Okay, I've been watching 3 hours and haven't noticed what? What have they not noticed? Huh, I've been watching for 3 hours and haven't noticed. Oh, the time go by. Thank you. Glad to hear that.
That's a compliment. Honestly, I felt that way too today.
Beautiful compliment.
I have not noticed time passing today. I've been too in the zone.
Okay, here I go. Top 3. You're gonna be surprised. The spoon, number 1. I lie. Top 5. Oh my God, the plot. Wow, that's late. You got this. You must be sleepy. Fall asleep. We're not worth that much. Obligatory 420 joke. Here we go. Top 5 human beings. First is Luffy. Luffy is
Luffy's tier list. Yeah.
Tier of S.
Hell yeah, S tier boy today. He's doing it. He did a hunger strike, baby.
He changed. He had his hunger strike. He came back to the place that he said he would be. He agreed to the pairing up with Beijing, which I thought was good Luffying. Excellent fights. Pressed himself beyond his tum-tum limits. Believed in his friends as usual. He always does. The fight against that entire army, only to be taken out by book people at the end. No. Luffy, you're essing it up today. So good. Okay.
He's doing him.
Now the top 5 is a little hard because I feel a bit bad that I'm not putting a specific person at the very, very top. But
there's 2 characters who you want to put at number 1. I'm aware.
I'm struggling hard on it because they're both so good.
Yeah. 2 people did some MVP shit today.
Yeah. Right before the end, like, remember when I told you who I thought was number 1, but that was before we got to the end.
That was before, like, the last little bit really makes a change to who gets secret
when
MVP
status. When that person pulled out all the stops.
Yeah.
I'm just going to think about that a little bit, but I'm going to put it number 3. We've got coming in hot and gamey, Chopper and Carrot.
Is Chopper the gamey half of that and Carrot the hot part?
Yes.
Because that's what felt like was implied.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, that's fun.
Stick behind it, Cat 2. Boo! Bad joke. No, I love it. Gamey. Gamey is reindeer. This is by people who've not eaten reindeer. All right.
Have you eaten reindeer or just deer?
No, I've eaten reindeer.
Okay, I haven't eaten reindeer.
I'm not proud of it. But in that small period of time that I wasn't a vegetarian when we lived in the Northest North in Northville, I ate me some reindeer. Unfortunately, it was good.
I wasn't a fan of moose or bear personally.
Bear ribs were good, but it was uncomfortable. Number 5. And I'm giving this to them for their bravery.
Okay.
Straight facts.
Okay.
Old Jim.
Old Jim had some guts here.
Yeah. He wasn't in a lot, but boy, did he make up for lack of time with conviction. He just put himself right out there for the Straw Hats.
He saved Nami and Luffy's life, which is fairly significant considering we do need a main character.
Yeah, and he had the big old retribution and anarchy against Big Mom, and that's huge, man. Okay, I think at number 4, it was a hard call, but it's Sanji at 4.
Sanji this low is painful, but I understand why.
Yeah.
Like, God, there's so many characters who are really, really high in this.
Hear me out. Sanji wrestled with a lot of things and had some introspection, but Sanji in this arc for me wasn't a person who was on the top of the charts. Was he top 5 awesome? Hells yeah. Not a top of the chart. God damn it. Number 1 is Brook.
Yeah, I know you really didn't want it, but like I knew you were a chapter away from him having gotten the poneglyph, and it changes shit.
It changed everything. Like before, I thank God I didn't commit to what I was gonna do, because as soon as he got both those poneglyphs, come on, who else can it be?
It's
He came
so
through
MVP.
clutch.
It's so fucking clutch.
Like, first of all the other things he did, the fights, the spying, the all the work with Pedro, the phenomenal character development, the being in Big Mom's arms, like he made the story hilarious. And then he pulls out the poneglyph papers.
Oh yeah,
and
I got
was
it,
like,
motherfuckers.
oh yeah, oh what? No, these things? Yes, I just got them. Anyways, moving on.
No fucking big deal, y'all.
It was just wild.
A quick note, though.
Oh, go ahead.
A quick note. An off-stream demotion is, I think, a new way you've demoted Nami, though.
Nobody has seen that. Number 2 is Nami.
Nobody's seen it, but you have to admit that is a new demotion style. To tell me you're 100% convinced she's going to be number 1, then read the last chapter and be like, fuck, never mind.
It's not a lie. It's not a lie.
That is a new demotion style for Nami.
Nami was number 1. The things that she did were incredible.
Incredible. It's just she didn't get a poneglyph.
All the different work she did in there, the stuff she does behind the scenes in the mirror world, the working with Luffy, the bringing him to something, like there's so many things. I was just like, Nami, I said to Drock when we were sitting side by side and I'd read a whole bunch, I was like, Nami's number 1 this arc. 100%.
Yep. You were 2 chapters away from finishing and so certain.
Yeah. And I was like, not just interest, not just this, but Nami is number 1. She just killed it. And then later on, I finished reading. It was like, shit. That's Brook. that's Brook all the way. How can you not give it to Brook?
It's so hard not to.
Oh. Poor kid. But she's number 2, and there ain't nothing wrong with being number 2.
I think there is a slim chance she has to win next half, and I think a very good chance to make it to the top 5.
Does Nami come out of a cake?
No. It's great. It's great. It's fantastic.
I mean, I don't know if you know this. If you come out with a cake, like, I think you should be number 1.
Okay. I mean, we'll see what happens about cake.
I just really hope
people really want you to read 2 chapters today. That's what they were asking for last time. I'm glad
is that
you
because
guessed.
Huh?
Yeah, I think it's something wild gonna happen. I'm very glad you guessed my 3rd favorite character. So now we have my complete list of top 5, which is number 5. Or actually, let's go top down, because then I'll remember the right order, which I won't. Oh, number 5 is Robin. There we go. Number 4 is Garp. Number 3, Charlotte Katakuri. Number 2, Marshall D. Teach. Number 1 is Monkey D. Luffy. Come on, how can you not? He's perfect.
Come on.
Come on. He's perfect.
He's Monkey D. Luffy.
The full list of Drock's favorite characters.
Do you know how close I am to running out of colored comics, too?
I'm adding an asterisk. I don't actually have a top 5 list of characters. One of them is sharing a spot with a character we haven't met. Whoops. 4 is Garp. Okay. Oh, we didn't do the top 2 drip.
Oh, thank you, humans. Top 2 drip. Number 1, Nami. All day, every day.
Yeah, I don't know who I'd even pick here.
Slayed.
I feel like because he hasn't done anything yet, and we've only seen him in 1 panel, Katakuri is only in contention for 2nd part, not this part.
What are you talking about? I just saw his outfit. He's number 2.
Oh, he's number 2? Never mind. I just felt like, maybe give someone else
some time. You want to know why?
You're right. It's very
cool.
Because
my number 2 other than him is Judge, and I'm giving that bitch anything.
Oh, wow. Fair. Oh, and best side character we're doing now. Damn.
I did best side character. I did best side character.
Oh yeah, it was King Baum. Never mind. King Baum won it.
King Baum.
King
Yeah.
Baum.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to read a couple chapters for the
I
people?
couldn't help but notice that some people have been kissed with purpleness and it's made them fall over. Does my kid have purple lips?
Who?
Does the
What?
Queen of the
Where?
Underworld have purple lips?
Who's to say what's up?
Does the Queen of the Underworld have purple lips?
Who got purple lips? That's wild.
Okay, here we go.
Raiju's not minor enough of a character.
Where am I? This is so beautiful. It's super, super Chinese. I'm looking over a town that is so Chinese, and it has this incredible waterfall coming down and amazing bridges, and it just slays. And apparently we're killing a pig, and that doesn't make me happy. Is it really going to wreck the entire capital just for this little pig? Hey, pipe down, oinker. I told you to give that boar to me. Hey, wait, this boar's going to turn into platinum for me. I need it to pay off various debts, and then I'll use it to win a fortune. That's Kazuki Odin in the flesh. I have no respect for any of the stupid adults in this world.
You're in the wrong chapter, my dude. You went to 960. You went to 961.
Oh my god, I just got to see a whole page of things.
Yeah, you just got to see so far in the future. That's funny. You went to the wrong chapter.
Nothing. You know what? It literally did nothing.
Yeah, no, it didn't. I'm gonna be honest. That stretch you read right there is part of one of my favorite parts of the story, and also was a chapter so uniquely boring that I actually dropped the series for the only time since I caught up when I got there.
What?
Despite the fact that immediately after it becomes one of my favorite parts of the story.
Fascinating. Okay, yeah. Well, I think it's hilarious. The only thing I thought in that chapter is
Big Arms No Legs agrees with me. Yeah.
I was like, quit trying to kill this pig. And the best thing about that in chapter so far is I love that town.
Well, you'll get to see it one day.
Oh, but we're in a cool little thing here anyways. Okay. Cat Viper lounging in Kotosu with a bunch of cats. All right, Cat Viper. I love you. You're so great. Are you a D? Cat Viper?
Who's to say what's up?
Okay, there's some drippy spiral stairs that go all the way to the very top of a roof. Rooftop, whole cake chateau. Oh man. What are you doing, Vito? I can't believe it, Godfather. I'm watching the president of the Wedge chatting with the head of Germa right before my eyes. Well, of course they talk. They got mouths and ears, don't they? This is one heck of a tea party, though. Eldest son, Minister of Candy, Pero Sparrow. Eldest daughter, Minister of Fruit, Compote. She's meh. Second son, General Katakuri. He's cool. 14th daughter, General Smoothie. Don't like.
I'm a big fan of Smoothie's design still.
Defuku. Fourth son, Oven. My mind can't fathom all of these little lethal monsters. They were handy to have at our backs as allies, but the thought of making enemies out of every last one gives me the willow-billow, the willies. What? Enemies? Says the door. Why are we talking in front of doors here?
Yeah, don't talk in front of anyone in this country. Talk inside of Beijing and nowhere else.
You just gotta not talk inside of in front of the doors. In comes a mirror. Mama looks over at it. Mama? It's not a mirror, it's a picture, but I think it's a mirror. Oh, it's a mirror. Oh, she's trapped in a mirror. Yeah. So I was right. The entrance of Mother Caramel. Ah, yes. There she is, our mother. If you don't mind my saying, she looks as pleasant as ever, whoever she is. That's right, Mother is the light of this world. Pardon me. I'm a first-time guest to the tea party. Who is this woman and what is your Don't you dare pry into my precious memories. Oh, yeah. Enough about that. I brought you a little souvenir, Charlotte. considered as a wedding gift in honor of your daughter. What's this? A treasure chest? My favorite. I wonder what's inside. I've got a present for you too, Lin Lin. And here's mine. Please take it. My gift is a rare one from the distant south, and I had mine shipped from the farthest reaches of the north. Why, this is so sweet. Thank you as always. Just look at all these treasure chests. I'm a lucky gal. Speaking of treasure, amiga, what's this I hear about a long-lost treasure of the deep? I should have known you'd hear about that first, Morgans. It's a chest passed down through the dynasty of the underwater kings. Somehow Neptune let it slip from his grasp, and now I've got it here. Allow me to present the chest of legends, the Tamate box. What a rich luster! What could be inside? When we hold the grand banquet after pudding ceremony, I intend to open it with the other presents for all to see. We can't wait! Godfather, y'all done? All our preparations have gone out without a hitch. How does it look down there? The cooks are getting all celebrating at the end of their work. We've closed off all the hallways. After this gate, no one will be able to come through up here. The horn transponder stale will jam all the radio signals and isolate the party. Good. Nice work. Get dressed. Yes, sir. Cesar, bring out the mirror. Don't call me that. Whoop. So this is the entrance to the party. Get your kicks in while you can, scum of the world. Like you ain't scum yourself. Just hide in the mirror already. When the screams start, you take the mirror and you fly into the party. That's your job. That's our only means of escape, so don't get any funny ideas. If I was going to betray you, I would have done it ages ago. Cesar clown? Oh no, it seems Beige is up to something. Why are you talking in front of a door? Clunk, off goes the door's face. I sliced it off. Leaks of information are unpreventable source of peril. We've got 30 minutes to the ceremony. Is the Straw Hat group ready? Just a moment. Go look for yourself. It's your body they're inside. Hey, you lazy mugs. Who said you could sleep? Why aren't you preparing? Just let them sleep. They clearly haven't had much rest since landing here. I'll wake them up at 10 minutes to go. You people are nuts. If you hold me back, I'm cutting you loose. It won't be a problem. I'll keep an eye out and make the arrangements. Can't believe those people. I know, right? You come back inside too. I'll walk in the party myself. All units on alert. Once I'm in, there's no turning back. Bride and groom's waiting rooms, 9th floor. Listen, I came here not intending to get married. So the fact that we're both standing here like this is so surreal. I feel like I'm in a dream. Is it a good dream or a bad dream? Oh, she's so cute. Oh, that's a good dream, of course. Really? I'm so glad. Settle down, Sanji. She's putting on an act. She's gonna kill you. Oh, what if I was dreaming before, though? No, don't get fooled. Trust your memory. Sanji, what's the matter? Oh, so for our big kiss, I was thinking if you were feeling embarrassed in front of all the people, I could just kiss you on your forehead. Oh, right on the lips. We're going to be husband and wife. Sanji gets a nosebleed. Now, I know you're all really surprised by that.
That's surprising. That's incredibly surprising. Hey, people are pointing out the pudding voice, very good.
Thank you very much. Hey, what was that sound? Sanji just flew into the wall. The wall? And he's bleeding terribly. Oh no, poor Sanji. What's with this perverted clown? God, I can't wait to kill him. Then we see this like whole ass awesome party. What are people doing? All the shit. They are throwing things. They are eating things. It is a gluttonous orgy of food.
Okay.
And then we go over to the south. Oh, esteemed guests, we present you today's main event. Marriage de raison. Here we go. Celebrating the joining of the 35th daughter of Charlotte, Charlotte Pudding, and the third son of Vinsmoke, Vinsmoke Sanji of the royal matrimony, the wedding shall now commence. Ooh. The pirate emperor of the Big Sea Mum and the army of the evil Dharma 66. She's gorgeous. Shall now be joined in a wicked alliance. These two young souls shall become one. They will bring life to a brand new blooming evil. A round of applause. Let's celebrate this blindingly beautiful day. And whoa, Sanji's face looks a lot like what's his face's face.
Who?
Back when he was Duvall.
Oh, okay.
Give them a hand, folks. Man, this guy's selling it. What an actor. The bloody wedding ceremony is about to begin. Oh, they're doing a red wedding. Oh, look at you doing a red wedding. We are now on chapter 862, and we have The Thinker. Request Young Buggy and Shanks playing cards. Aw, so cute. Bum-ba-da-dum. Wake up, Luffy. Swap, swap, swap. Are you going to abandon Sanji? Hey, how can we wake him up? Well, he was running around the forest until not so long ago. The only thing that will wake him now is food. Hey, do any of you have meat? There's no time to waste. Huh? You want a breakfast now? The ceremony has started, Luffy! Wake up! This song will be your requiem, Sanji. Oh, Sanji, I'm so happy. I am too, Pudding. Come on, Sanji. Keep your wits about you. Lose your cool and you'll die. There are times when love is tough, and there are times when love is rough. But after all your tests and trials, you'll be finally walking down the aisle. Come on, rain or snow. Don't let go of that hand. Woo! It's time to unveil. Dun 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 dun, the wedding cake. A lot more skulls on it than I expected inside of wedding cake. I'm not
Big
gonna
Mom
lie.
Pirates have a vibe.
Yeah, they really do. Okay. Oh, somebody popped in to say hi. Thank you,
Yeah, I
son.
saw that. I gave them a
Oh,
wave.
bravo. It's beautiful. It's impressive. It's massive. It looks so delicious. What a fantastic wedding cake. Fantastic work, Struans, and my compliments to the chef. I am not worthy. I can't wait to eat it. How lovely. Our altar is on a sweet cake. Hey, that takes the cake. Not as sweet as you. Oh, Sanji. Oh, just die already. Pudding looks so beautiful. She reminds me of a younger me. Dude, how old are you, Pleasure District chick? How many decades ago? I didn't know you had a death wish. Enjoy it while it lasts, because it is very nearly time for the slaughter show. Sorry, Vinsmokes, but you gotta go. Here are your seats. Do enjoy the ceremony. Darn that Sanji snagging that hot babe. I'd have married her. Big Mom's daughter? Idiot. He's a sacrifice. Don't forget. Once he's married, he spends his entire life under Big Mom's thumb. I see. We're surrounded by the Charlotte siblings, in a very convenient spot to be attacked. Without our weapons, we don't stand a chance. But that's fine. Germa is a country that doesn't need to exist. But Sanji, you need to flee this place. Can I trust that you really have a plan? Luffy, do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold, in sickness and in health, for richer or for poorer? Hurry up, guys, we're out of time! This is your fault for not waking up, Luffy. To love and to cherish until death do you part. Thump. What happened, Pudding? Why will you fall to the ground? Then you may lift the veil and kiss the bride. Something the matter, brother? He saw the future. Damn you, Katakuri. I'm gonna lift it now. Okay. Go on, Sanji. Get a good look at my hideous third eye. What? What a beautiful eye. She starts crying. Huh? Oh, sorry. It's just up close I got so entranced. I really couldn't help it. What's taking so long? What are you doing, Pudding? 3 eyes? What is he saying? Don't give me that crap. Not once since I born has anyone said I was beautiful. What are you doing, Pudding? Shoot him. As your mother, I've got to admit you're creepy. Grow out your bangs, Pudding. Ew, a monster. You're so gross. This is the past, people. Look, she has 3 eyes. Blech, stop it. Oh, she stabbed me. I won't let you laugh at me without fighting. I'll go after every single one of you. I will eliminate you all. Pudding? Damn it, I'm gonna kill you. I'm a hideous 3-eyed monster. Hey, what's the plan, Pudding? Pudding, forget it. You do it, priests. No good. He'll dodge. Bang! A bullet goes right through the spot where Sanji's head just was. It hits the priest right in his dumb head.
Oh, that wasn't a bullet.
Oh, whatever. Oh, a jelly bean.
Yeah.
He looks up into the sky. Damn it, he dodged it. Glare. That was the gunshot signal, Luffy. Okay, we'll make it in time. The priest fired. No, he was shot. Why? What's happening, says Judge. Katakuri, what happened to Pudding? Forget that, Mama. The situation is unpredictable. Even I can't act to control it. What's going on with Sanji? Why isn't he getting shot? Is the plan still happening? I'm sorry, Mama. I had no choice but to obey them. There's no way to stop this. Here we go. We're taking back Sanji. What was that? Something's wrong with the cake. What? Big Mom! And what should happen? Squishies? Luffy bursts out of the goddamn cake.
Well, does he?
Or
Or
be happier.
Because
I seem to remember something.
Because I seem to remember it not being Luffy, but instead many Luffys.
Oh yeah, it's a gazillion Luffys. At first I thought it was just Luffy and that we were just seeing all the places he burst, you know what I mean? But you're right.
Yeah.
It's all the Luffys.
They used Brulee to make a bunch of Luffys.
That's amazing. I'm so excited. I don't know if you know this, but I love it when the cake gets wrecked. Woo!
I mean, you predicted Luffy.
Bad.
Yeah. Hey guys, does Mama get multiple gold stars because she predicted something that happened multiple times? What do we think?
It was the pattern. I say I get a
prediction.
I get a gold star though.
You get at least one, but I think it'd be funny if you got a bunch of gold stars because there's a bunch of them.
I think I should get a cluster of stars. 1 star for every Luffy. Yeah.
A little pack of stars.
That was awesome.
And you got what you wanted, and you got to see Katakuri's observation hockey, where he literally saw the future.
Yeah, but it was so cloudy. Why? You ain't dealing with normal here, Katakuri. You're getting what we like to call chaos out of the can.
I love the idea of, like, I can see the future, and then what they're about to do is so insane, he can't make enough sense of it to understand what he's seeing. Like, what's about to happen, Katakuri? I could not begin to explain it.
It is absolutely wild.
Like, 30 Luffy's cake? What?
That was so cool. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I love that.
Are you so excited to read what comes next? I'm so excited for you to read what comes next.
Oh God, Roxanne. I want you to know whoever you are, and I don't get to see you, but it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna read it.
You are a beautiful
I
human.
first read this chapter, freaking hit me. My mom is always making comments about my appearance since I was 8. It's always left me hating my appearance. Hard to look into a mirror. I'm an adult now. The moment with Pudding and her eyes just got me in a real personal place. Still makes me tear up whenever I go back to this chapter or think about Pudding and how Big Mom and others treated her about her third eye. That is so fucking brutal, and I am hoping that you have someone like Sanji in your life who makes you feel comfortable being who you are.
You be good the way you are. Don't let your mom pull you down.
I want to immediately say something about the comments on the shallow neoliberalism here. Big Mom makes it a goal to have people of a bunch of races, and then, like, also despises her daughter for being a member of another race and having a third eye. The Straw Hat crew accept people of all groups, but also appreciate them for who they are. Sanji sees the third eye and says it's beautiful.
Exactly. So good. I'm always proud of our Straw Hat crew.
They're
they gotta
such
be
good
high
kids.
fiving. Yeah. All right. Well, we need to get going because now we're gonna go back on Discord and watch a movie with your sister in the hospital.
We do. When is that? I was thinking of going over to watch it with her.
Literally in moments. So call her as soon as you get off and we'll decide.
Okay, I will. Thank you guys for being here. This is such a blast. I love this arc so much. It was, like I've said before, the first arc that dethroned Enies Lobby for me. I'm such a fan of it, and this has been a blast to talk about. And we got, I think, even more political than our infamous Fishman Island episode, but I'm hoping in a way people are more okay with.
Are we going to 902? Am I going to the 900?
Yeah, 902 next.
People, squishies, hear me now. I will be in the 900s. I'm so glad that I'm going to make it to the end before the series ends, that I'm going to be a part of the reading week to week and get to be part of the community.
Looking at where we're at, I think you are going to catch up right in time for the arc that's happening right now to be ending.
That's so cool.
Guys,
It's
I
over
really like this art today.
900.
I really like this art, and I feel like doing a full one-layer painting was such a fucking risk because that's so hard to make look good.
I think you did beautiful, and the swords look a little Arthurian.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so excited. This next arc, just every time we talk about the man, God, we are absolutely watching that episode live with the patrons.
Oh, yes. 100 million trillion %. We can do that this upcoming week. I finished
If you catch up in time, if you catch up in time, we can watch it before we watch the movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Look, Luffy looks like a heroin addict because if you read this part of the manga, he looks insane. He's so shriveled. I made him less shriveled.
I don't know if you've seen it, but in the manga, oof.
He's so shriveled up. Are there
I
VODs
will
in the Patreon?
overtake you,
We actually are starting to do VODs in the Patreon soon, where we're going to have a bunch uploaded so that the VODs can be unlisted, accessible early. That is a thing we are now doing.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. All right. I am going to, you know what? JD Legend, that's a very cool celebration, getting 100,000 subs on YouTube. So let's rate him. You're going to have to hop out anyways, so it doesn't matter that we're going to have some spoilers probably.
Okay. Hey, before we all go, once again, this is an absolute pleasure. I always leave these just filled with energy and excitement. Thank you, Squishies, for being here and being part of this.
You guys are amazing. I'm so thrilled. Until next time, everybody. It's been lovely talking to you. And I clicked the thing slightly too late, so we got to sit in the goodbye for a second. We got to sit.
Not me, kid. I don't want to be spoiled. Boom.
All right. Bye.